Testing, okay. That should be having audio, we didn't have audio on here too. So it should be there now.
Okay, thank you
So,
to whoever sent that.
Just so we have, say your names again, since they didn't hear your names before, so.
I'm Mariah Still.
Melissa Moffett.
Kathy Vermillion.
Our budget committee members, so, okay.
And they
So-
elected.
And it's confirmed.
And they elected Mariah as the committee chair.
All right, I'm gonna read for a while, sorry. Mapleton School District is working to build a model rural community school that provides a supportive and safe learning environment where all students are encouraged and empowered to reach their academic and personal potential. This proposed budget reflects both our continued investment in students and the increasing uncertainty around public education funding at the state and federal levels. This budget is based on the Governor and Ways and Means Committee's proposed state school fund of $11.35 billion for the 25-27 biennium, of which we're in the second year of that, moving into the second year. However, ongoing changes at the federal level and continued weakness in Oregon's economic forecast create significant uncertainty for school districts statewide. Rising operational costs, increasing service demands, and instability in state revenue projections continue to place pressure on school systems, particularly small rural districts with limited economies of scale. Mapleton School District remains committed to academic excellence through the development of dynamic communicators, thinkers, innovators, and advocates, supported through strong multi-tiered systems of support for literacy, numeracy, attendance, behavior, and student wellness. We continue to prioritize specialized services for students with disabilities, behavioral and mental health supports, intervention systems, and community-connected learning opportunities that reflect the needs and strengths of our rural community. In a small district, these systems are deeply relationship-based and require significant staffing and coordination to implement effectively. While these investments are central to our mission and values, they also require careful attention to long-term financial sustainability. Thoughtful fiscal planning in previous years has positioned the district to navigate current economic uncertainty while continuing to prioritize student support and program stability. At the same time, future budget cycles will require ongoing monitoring of enrollment trends, state funding levels, and operational costs to ensure the district can sustain both core programming and continued innovation. Increasing enrollment remains one of our most important long-term strategies for stability and growth, particularly at the K-5 level where enrollment patterns significantly impact future funding and programming. Through Preschool Promise, expanded early childhood intervention services, kindergarten readiness programming, family resource coordination, and community outreach, the district is intentionally investing in strong early learning pathways designed to support both student success and long-term enrollment growth. Our goal remains to grow towards serving 200 students through hands-on, student-centered, community-connected learning opportunities. The district is also implementing new strategies to maximize reimbursement opportunities and reduce pressure on the general fund. During the coming year, Mapleton School District will implement Medicaid billing related to eligible health, mental and behavioral health, and community health worker services provided to students. As student wellness needs continue to increase across Oregon, reimbursement for eligible services is essential to sustaining comprehensive supports in rural communities where outside providers are often limited. This work builds upon partnerships with Lane County Public Health, 15th Night, and Lane ESD. Additionally, the district continues exploring enterprise and entrepreneurial opportunities connected to project-based and community-connected learning. Mapleton has increasingly leveraged grants, partnerships, and collaborative community efforts to support programs connected to food systems, environmental stewardship, resilience, wellness, and career-connected learning. Projects such as the community kitchen, food production garden, farmers market partnerships, makerspace development, and student-led community events create authentic learning experiences and also help offset costs associated with high-quality project-based programming. Over time, the district aims to expand sustainable enterprise opportunities that strengthen both student learning and financial resilience. Mapleton School District continues to benefit from strong partnerships that expand opportunities to wrap around supports for students and families. Organizations including Sayasa Watershed Council, Sayasa Vision, Confederated Tribes of Kusla, Iroquois, and Sayasa Indians, Western Lane County Boys and Girls Club, Mapleton Food Share, Food Backpacks for Kids, Connected Lane County, 15th Night, Lane ESD, and many others. Boys Work, I forgot somebody big there, sorry if I did. And help support our efforts towards health access, food security, environmental learning, and extracurricular enrichment. These partnerships are central to our belief that schools can and should serve as hubs for rural belonging, resilience, and vitality. The proposed budget demonstrates our continued commitment to developing graduates, I said that earlier, who are dynamic communicators, thinkers, innovators, and advocates. Even during financially uncertain times, we remain committed to creating meaningful educational experiences that prepare students not only for graduation, but for participation in strengthening the communities they call home. I am grateful for the leadership and commitment of the Mapleton School Board, our budget committee members, our business manager, Jaren Ricks, our staff, students, families, and community partners. Together, we continue to approach challenges with creativity, collaboration, and a deep belief in the power and potential of rural public education. I remain proud to serve alongside a community that consistently turns limited resources into extraordinary opportunities for students.
Any questions? Not the sure. All right,
It's May.
my budget
he gets
summary was,
snarky.
gets warmer and my budget summary, for a bit of it is just kind of standard stuff that's in there every year, but my budget highlight, the district has regularly stressed financial stability, and this budget is testing that stability as the state's financial situation continues to be bleak and federal adjustments leave districts scurrying to find funding. In addition, the district is heavy on personnel due to a number of high-needs students. Due to the past strength of the ending fund balance, the district is able to weather the storm for the next 2 to 3 years, but tough decisions may need to be made moving into the future if the state does not find its feet. So, I'm going to jump to page 17. This is our state school fund, is the primary source of our funding. Down in the, let's see, in the boxes that go all the way across the page, the third one down, it says 26-27 total formula revenue. Got $3,542,000. That is the main bit of what we're getting from the state. This is, which we'll see in just a minute when I jump to page 29. In fact, we'll just jump to page 29 right now. This is our general fund revenue, getting into the nuts and bolts of things. So 2026 budget, last year's budget, if you notice, total local revenue, I budgeted on 3.529. And this year I'm budgeting on 3.542, so a $13,000 increase from last year is all. My insurance costs are probably going up more than that, and so this is, we've seen some reductions the past couple of years. The feds changed some poverty, how they count poverty, and shifted stuff on the map, and lots of districts lost poverty counts. We lost, I want to say 6 weights at that time. That was 2 years ago, and each weight is $10,000, so we dropped $60,000 because the feds changed how they count numbers. We made an adjustment in how we are tracking kids, which won't be reflected in this, and hopefully, and we've learned some stuff about this, and we're hoping that in the following, so this year is basically reflective, well, so our student count, the number of weights that they give us for this next year is probably gonna be based on this year's count. You get the higher of the current year or the previous year. And we'll probably be counting it based on this year, unless we get more students in and raise that number up. But we figured out a thing based on how they adjust numbers for small schools. And we're going to, whether we go charter or not, we're going to see about changing how we're counting students. I won't get into it, but
I can give a short version. Essentially, the small elementary school correction can include 8 grades.
Yeah.
And we've always been listed as
9 grades.
9 grades, K8, and we've always been listed as K6. We figured this out this year when it moved to K5, that we're not we've never been counting 7, 8, and then all of a sudden thought we weren't counting 6. We don't know all the details of that, but we confirmed we wanna be K8 at elementary, to count all those grades. So we've been losing 7th and 8th grade funding forever, and just learned this. So, rather than do K8 and 9-12, the single school option that is what we would be required to do for charter seems to make sense no matter whether we go charter or not, and just put it that way. So, when Jaren said we'll probably use this year's ADMW weights, that on top of this, they run a year behind on the data. So like, it is complex, and so we think we're not gonna take that hit until the 27-28, but then there's a protection in there that you always take the higher of 2 years ADMW. So even though we're gonna see a hit, we'll still be able to use the higher one, and as long as we correct it by the next year, we won't take that big hit financially, but on paper you'll see it. Let me not go beyond that, but we learned a lot this week about how this is counted and found that mistake, and it turns out there's quite a few districts who have been impacted by not knowing this and have been correcting it over time, and we get.
So how much funding is that losing out on?
If it didn't get corrected, like, that's for us, I was on a call with ODE this week, where they use this calculator thing. They can't confirm it until all these things, but essentially it will drop our weight on, when I say weights, it's the weighted ADM by 20, which is $200,000. So luckily we found this, and there's that protection that we're not gonna dip like that. I called Jaren in a panic, and then he reminded me, I think the 2 years will protect that. I called the people back and got an email back that said, yeah, that you're right, just get it fixed. So, and they're confirming, they're gonna send us by the end of the month confirmation that there's no other rule out there that's gonna mess up if we went to a single district. K-12 that were, cause most of the schools that are single district changed that last time the economy was bad, and so we just wanna make sure no new rules are gonna be like, oh, just kidding, that changed for you guys. So we're getting written confirmation of that right now.
So to clarify, if we didn't make that change, then we would have been out $200,000.
Yeah, like if we didn't catch it and we just thought it was due to enrollments or something else,
Then
which is
we
what's
would've
happening to other districts
Your
where they get
budget would have
these
been shorted by
$200,000.
$200,000.
Yeah, in 2 years.
in 27-20.
And they don't correct it till April, and they ask you for money back by May. So we have friends who have been in that situation.
So has that been something they've been missing out on?
The 7th and 8th grade, yes. So
Yeah, I don't know how yeah, I don't know when that change was implemented and if they've been not counting those students over there, if that's, yeah.
Yeah.
Seems
'Cause
weird they
they-
wouldn't be like, hey,
So,
Yeah.
well, I said, hey, you know, when we submitted that form would have been a good time to tell us that, and, without sharing too much, the person I was talking to I know pretty well, and, is on the committee that approves those, and is going back to the notes to figure out with it, cause that's, they say usually we catch those things and tell somebody, so that person's going back to check why that, in their own internal process, why that didn't happen. But luckily, we think we're gonna be fine on this, but we had a little scare today, or yeah, not today, this week.
So, but yeah, so we're sitting at, once again, 13,000 more is all, for the budget, which isn't much.
Yeah, and also, like, federal dollars, comprehensive program dollars, like, especially at title, those numbers are not going up. Like, if, you'll know better than me, but that it's little either stagnation or drops across that are leading to a tighter picture.
And just for like comparison's sake, Jaren, like what would be like the, like, oh, we would kind of expect, or an average, what would we be wanting that this, like, the state to give us to be able to like kind of keep up with, I don't know, inflation or whatever every, you know, like what percentage?
Well, I mean, depends on, for part of that depends on what we're doing with staff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, right now, the thing I saw yesterday was mentioning that, you know, inflation is outrunning wages once again.
Yeah.
And so we're in negotiations this year and we finished up with classified, they accepted a 2% increase to the COLA, a 2% COLA, cost of living adjustment. And so ideally it would probably be higher.
Yeah, I guess
At
I'm
least 2%.
right, I guess
Yeah.
the reason I was just like to kind of put this budget, this like only going up to $13,000 into sort of perspective, you know, it's a little bit like, I mean, relative to like inflation and stuff, it's not going up at all, or it's going
Yeah,
down,
yeah.
you know, like.
Actually going down.
Yeah,
I think that's
like-
what I would, yeah, the math behind that, I don't know if I
Yeah.
can speak to, but, I mean, we're all facing it in our personal lives too,
Right.
right? So, everything's costing more, purse costs are on that, it's
For this year, they're level as last year.
from one to the other, but those are already 26% of the general fund goes to PERS, that's not even to salaries in the classroom, right? Like, I mean, it's market benefits, but, and then everything else costs more, and that 12,000 is not 12,000 more, it's covering 12,000 of some increase that's more than 12,000 in cost.
I mean, if you figure, you know, if you have assuming that you have a house, that you have a mortgage or that you own your house and you have house insurance, my house insurance for the district is going up probably 15,000 or so. And so this change is not covering my cost increase on that.
Right.
Although with our agent of record change, that balances out, so it should be okay. So that's where we're at on general fund revenues. Moving down a little bit.
Does anyone have any questions, do any budget committee members have any questions? Anything? Okay,
All
alright, sorry.
right, 5:30, we'll see if I can roll through this.
Yeah, sorry,
Other
sorry.
local revenue, I budgeted just same as I did this year. It's kind of, which actually, well, I don't know if we'll have that much for ESD apportionment. I can't remember if we put in or if we figured for someone or not. But hopefully make extra money on the interest on our bank account, like we usually do. See if they drop rates though and stuff, but so end up with 3.6 million general fund. Once again, so not much. Getting down on the next page, expenses, blowing all that money that we have, 3.5 million to blow. So, elementary, these numbers are based kind of on what I am seeing currently and just calculating a 2% increase basically from what I have currently. I have the big difference on here being the classified salaries and I was talking to Sue before the meeting, I need to shift where people are at. Really, all that money goes into special ed, but I have people classified as general, well, it's still general fund, special ed versus.
What's the huge difference there? In that whole line from left to right?
So, usually I don't have to code our classified people to elementary or secondary.
Yeah, well, they're usually under all, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'll have grants.
Yeah.
Or have them in special ed. But I have them and once again, we're running heavy on people because we have a bunch of one-to-one kids. And hopefully we can get some of that money back when I run high-cost disability, but it's 25 cents on the dollar after 30,000 in expenditures for a student. And so, and that's not really calculated in here until I start figuring totals up on how much each kid costs.
So then generally, like each section there, under the classified salaries, there's just the large changes in numbers just because normally they are counted under other sections, right?
Yeah, well, and in the past, we haven't had that many.
Yeah.
And so, you know, a lot of them are new in the past 2 years, and I didn't have anything in 26 budget for a lot of them and stuff, so yeah, I see a bit of it. And that 200, well, yeah.
Why did the insurance drop so much?
Usually, the
Like code
insurance 240,
Yeah,
I usually figure kind of worst case scenario if everybody took insurance, which actually everybody just about is. And so I won't figure the insurance stipend up on the 145 and figure everybody for insurance. But on this one, I'm kind of calculating what I'm seeing currently with
Okay.
all our staff. And so it's not quite as much as I usually would like to budget, but I'm not budgeting worst case scenario in some of these things like that.
so our buffer zone's getting smaller because the budget's smaller.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Secondary, kind of similar, a little bit more in classified, because we've got some classified, I was budgeting for throwing like Courtney in there, but we have a grant, because she was grant-based, but we have a new grant to cover her, and so.
Yeah, we were actually putting in for a competitive grant and got called from Lane County Public Health for direct funding. They just aren't fully approved yet, so it doesn't make sense to take it out of this yet. So it's kind of the timing of all it. That was sort of a week ago.
So
that
her
they
salary will
told
come out
us.
of that 104?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty dang high on supplies and materials at the high school. and it's up quite a bit at the, well, like double at the elementary. That's probably because high school buys a lot of stuff, and that's what I'm calculating it off of. Hopefully we don't, we shouldn't spend that.
Just going back to that, enterprise and entrepreneurial, like, our PBL is really thinking about how can they self-fund some of their materials. We're getting better at that, but to get to that point, we've invested a lot. Yeah, so that was kind of what I was speaking to in that part of the budget message.
And, well, no, because that gets pulled out. Yeah. Special education, I've increased that a little bit with things, and like I said, I'm shooting for moving a lot of, making sure, I need to work with Sue and figure out who all is really special ed and should be coded to that and track some of that. And some of that will tie into our Medicaid billing and stuff. Once again, if we can get that going, hopefully we can bring in a little bit of money on that to help out also.
Can I say something to that? We don't know how much we're going to get back. There's not like a clean model to run projections for, so it's kind of start it and see, and then keep adding to or taking away on how much you're submitting for it, and who's in the billing pool, and kind of learn the rules as you go, kind of thing. It's a frustrating, I mean, there are networks of people helping with this and doing that, but they've shown that basically you'd have to have a district exactly like you to run them, to get the projection for what you'll get, and so we're putting this in terms of no reimbursement, and then the following year we'll have some numbers to take some of that reimbursement off and be able to project that correctly. So we're hoping, Melissa, you said, those buffers are getting smaller. We're hoping Medicaid is the rest of that buffer when we start that billing next year. So.
Do you say you're still figuring out who you can, or what you can bill?
Yeah, there's two models. One is MAC billing, or MAC survey, and it's the administrative end of all the supports, and you take a survey 3 times a year on a random day, everybody that's in the pool, and then based on what they did, you get, so it's not even like whatever you get the first time, you're gonna get the next time. It's whatever you got caught doing on that random survey day is what they use to get to bill that time. And stay tuned. I'm of the opinion we're just gonna survey everybody, because we're all doing, and make sure we understand, like, hey, everything you do towards these efforts should be documented on the day you get surveyed, kind of thing. And then direct billing, we think our school psych, our speech and language path, we pay for that service through the ESD, but we can still direct bill. Those are for sure. We think some of Carly and Jamie's time for nursing, because it's a part of their role to serve as health services. And then we're of the understanding and getting clarification here that like for our one-to-one students, if there's a documented behavior, but like their IEP has a documented behavior plan, and part of the supports are one-to-one, then those are billable services. Still getting full clarity on that, but that's what we're hoping is that where we've had to increase costs for direct services for students with disabilities, that we're able to bill for those and get some level of reimbursement.
So is that only for students though that would have Medicaid in
so,
general?
Yeah,
but those ones, if they are disabled, usually do qualify for Medicaid, so,
yeah.
But there might be some weird off person that isn't on Medicaid because they have a parent that is commercial.
Yep.
So then you can't bill for that particular student for some of those services?
You are correct. Yeah,
Okay.
so that's why, so even projections there, and you districts build things into like the IUP meeting to say, hey, can we bill Medicaid for these services and sign there, and so even if they're Medicaid and don't agree to that, then you can't do that, so some of it is just really understanding the whole process and helping families understand why we're doing it and what it means, so, but yeah, if they're commercial,
So I mean, like, do you have people submit insurance,
that's what we're
information?
learning. Yep,
You know,
that's
'cause
the part we're learning.
that's interesting, and if we're
I
working
think
with,
they're already on enrollments, so like,
if they, I mean, like, Medicaid people are easily accessible, you can like put in their name and their
Yeah.
Medicaid numbers pop up because it's like a governmental system. So it's like, I guess if they're on commercial, you don't really need theirs because you're not gonna bill their commercial,
Exactly.
you're only looking for Medicaid.
yeah,
But with that being said, I know in the medical field, Medicaid is kind of like, a crapshoot is the best way to put it, as far as like, what they say they're gonna pay is not always what they pay. And so, it's like, I guess that's a great idea in your buffer, just saying, what we get is what we get, and we can
Yeah.
kinda see some numbers, because not always will they always reimburse the same amount that they say they're gonna reimburse, and even like consecutive years or consecutive students would reimburse the same amount.
yeah,
Yeah.
So,
that,
okay.
yeah,
So it's kinda like my interest calculation, I'm gonna estimate way down here, and we're gonna hope that we get more, and if we get more, then we can use it on other things that we might need. But these are things that we have, you know, with the special education, it's stuff that we have to do still. We could, if the parents agreed and stuff, we could send the students to another district, have placement in another district for a program, but that costs more than a one-to-one aid, and so yeah, with how IDEA and special ed is, then have to serve them, and if we can get any money back for doing that, then hey, that
So
money.
have we not been billing Medicaid then?
no, so.
Because it is state mandated that we require like speech pathology and
Yeah.
like those different services, that we are
Yeah.
required to offer those IEP plans with all
Yeah.
those things, so that's interesting. Is that newer that we can bill Medicaid?
No,
Or is that
so-
just a service we've been underutilizing?
Underutilizing across Oregon. So,
Okay.
there are districts starting to move to that. I learned of there's,
Oh, cause didn't Northwest Region, didn't she say only like 27 districts, I mean, it.
are doing
It-
some part of it. I mean,
yeah,
they're adding.
it's
it-
low.
And there is a definite, it was probably true at one point, but I think things have changed and like the narrative hasn't caught up, that it's not worth the return on investment. So you put all this time into the billing and coding and all this stuff, and you don't get enough to even pay for the person that did all that, is the old narrative
Oh, I
about
see.
this. So then all these districts stopped doing it, and then especially the max survey, I don't understand why anybody wouldn't be doing that. It's 3 times a year, it sounds easy, you put it in, fill it out, and I mean, even $5 is more, you know, like, so that, I learned of that and was like, what is it? I started asking questions, and a couple larger districts were starting to put it in place, and I have been, I think begging is a fair word, the ESD to support this for this entire year and starting last spring, maybe even winter, and our ESD has not moved on this for whatever reason, and I got louder and louder at me, or maybe just more and more obnoxious, and finally said, look, we're the smallest, if we're gonna do it, and we'll find a path to do it, and if it's worth the return on investment for us, it probably is for everybody, and so we're moving on it, and then now the ESD is moving somebody to be of some support for it, and but when I went to Buffalo for the rural summit, I was asking everybody, do you bill Medicare, do you bill Medicaid, and yeah. People thought it was crazy that districts weren't doing it, and so it's an Oregon thing. I don't understand why, but we are trying to move the dial to get it happening, especially in our region, so.
Yeah, and Yeah, districts just thinking don't have the manpower to do it, 'cause, I mean, was it Bethel that had done it, but hasn't done it for a couple of years, and it's one of the big Eugene area
Yeah.
ones is just working on restarting.
But Bethel's
everything.
just about to start getting payment, so they didn't have estimates yet, like, they've submitted their first round, but they didn't have numbers last time I talked to them. I think South Lane's in a similar timing. Cresswell has been doing it for over a year and thinks it's worth it. So they were my like, yes, you should do this, and so once I heard that, I just kept going, so. The other, so related and separate, we started billing for community health workers. The other thing that got us to learn all this at the same time is, we trained Courtney and Rosie as community health workers, and Pacific Source was allowing for a form of Medicaid billing that was really a low lift on the administrative side. And so we trained, got that all up and going, and we're getting $4,400 a month back for just the two of them for 3 months, 2 months, 3 months, somewhere in that range. And then Pacific Source pulled out of Lane County, and so now we can't bill for their service. I just feel like everything's hitting our head on the wall right now, but, so there's been a pause on that billing since February, and the same contract is is being negotiated with Trillium.
Okay.
And just this, I read an email yesterday morning that there was a big breakthrough on the Trillium side, but they're not gonna bill at the same rate as Pacific Source. Like it's definitely, I don't expect $4,400 a month, I'll tell you that, but at least
Month or quarter.
it was monthly. Yeah. So
But
we'll
at least you get something.
yeah, but and that's my motto on all of this is like,
I mean, billing
Let's figure it
Medicaid,
out.
you're at least going to get like more than $13,000.
yeah,
You are, so like that already covered
Yeah.
your crazy small
increase, yeah.
increase that you got, so I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't really heard anything about it in any of my business manager meetings at my conferences and stuff, and Sue brought it up and she said, Jaren, make it happen.
I even tell other
And so-
districts, Jared will do it for you.
He can!
No, we're
He's
gonna
so
bill,
talented.
we're gonna bill for that time, and we'll make money that way too. Stay tuned. One day I go, do you have time for all that? He's like, I don't know how much time it is. I was like, perfect, that's a yes.
How much time is it? A lot.
We'll find out.
Yeah, so I have the application in, we gotta get application with the feds and get a number and stuff. My first one was denied because they didn't like my IRS letter, and so I have it in again, so, yeah. So, hopefully. we'll
Our
see.
goal is by fall to have all this standing up. The max survey, we are signed up to start.
Yeah.
We get trained in August, and that one we're ready to go, and now we're figuring out the direct fee for service.
Yep, so, just expensive stuff, expensive kids, expensive things, people are expensive. Athletics and curriculum, I'm running it a little higher that we had, well, and this is that's not really true because I combined them all in the other ones. We added on cross-country, and we had additional costs, but yeah. We didn't have football in the previous year, so I'm budgeting for football also. Yeah,
So we are doing football, or we not? We are doing football.
As
that's
of,
the plan.
yeah, that is the plan right now.
Okay.
I can share on that later, but
So those are the general fund instructional things, general fund, moving on to page 33. Kind of services, health services, I'm not budgeting anything we haven't had to use the nurse too much, I'm hoping we don't have to, hopefully we didn't training, but Carly, like Sue said, Jamie and Carly handling most things. Staff improvement, per the bargaining agreements, I have to calculate tuition reimbursement. Some supplies and materials, get lunches, breakfast, dinner for staff now and then, staff appreciation, parent-teacher conferences. We budget some to take care of staff a little bit, do something nice for them. Board of Education, our audit, a little bit into legal in case we have any legal questions, dues and fees if we want to have any, well, there's various dues and fees.
I like the supplies and materials is 86.
Yes, that's to buy pens.
Okay.
Pens and new notepads.
Notepads,
I only had 3 of them, so
Yeah.
plugged it in.
Sorry, that was a budget cut.
Used up this year's allowance.
And I didn't figure in any travel also, so you guys can't go to conference. So. None of you have said.
And you can't advertise either, there's nothing in there.
Yep.
Which I should have had, I just haven't paid any bills for advertising, and so I didn't have anything populate in there, and I didn't think about it. That's usually for my budget. I have to run a ad in the paper for budget and stuff, and so I usually have some, but they haven't had to pay any bills yet. Superintendent, there's some money for Sue in there and split between high school principal, elementary principal, that's being coded a bit to managerial instead of administrators. That might be I hate some of these numbers when I'm punching them into the payroll system and I don't think about which number to code someone as right. Because, hey, they're a manager, they're actually an administrator, whatever. That's why I like to consolidate things. And I won't get into the new budget numbers. Yes, I will. So, if you look over there on the left side, that is a 3, 7, 10, 13, 16 digit number plus another 3 digits. 16, 19 digit number. The state has put out a new number because they want more fiscal transparency and comparability between districts. And so that number, instead of being 19 digits between those two things, is going to be going up to, I want to say 26 digits.
That's fun.
And so, yeah.
Do you just add more zeros?
Yeah,
You're gonna have to budget more paper.
Yes, I'm going to.
Font is gonna get smaller
Yeah.
to get the left to right.
They tried to roll that out overnight and business
Yeah, business
managers,
managers like,
revolted, and they were like, oh, we'll get your involvement, and I feel like they just waited 3 more months and then rolled it out anyway.
Yeah,
Maybe
they
there
put
was
out
something.
for early adoption for this next year, but you have to be doing it by 27, 28, you gotta, and businessman, and our software that I use for payroll and for e-finance, our finance software, can't handle the system, they have to work with the companies to create all this crap, and we'll see if they can do it in the time frame that, so, yeah, plenty of districts are like, yeah.
The state is not making friends this year.
No,
There's,
yeah.
we'll just leave it at that,
And,
but
yeah, there's a new integrated plan for the grants, and there's a
that
bunch
actually has
of-
been successful, but.
Well, it wasn't in my business manager meeting last
There
week.
you
One of them was like, what about this, what about this, what about this, what about this? She wasn't in the early phase, and there were some good questions. I was like, just roll with it.
Yeah.
and elementary principal cost more than last year, because last year we had it unqualified, we were paying her less.
Paid
She
less
was
but
in
covered some
training.
school. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that just went on a different line because we were paying
Yeah.
for some things.
So, yeah, insurance costs went up because I'm paying insurance for some people when I didn't have to before. High school principal, just the other part of Sue, and depending on where we have other administrators in there, they get covered there. Fiscal services, that's me. And the next one, technology, that's me. So, there's, I cut $40,000 from my budget. Mainly because of unemployment compensation. I budgeted less for that than how much, based on how much it looked like they've been using unemployment in the summer, so I cut some from 20,000 from that, so.
Well, that's great, cause I think last year we talked about how a lot of people were gonna take unemployment
Potentially, yeah.
and like work at the same time or something like that, so it sounds like
Yeah,
they didn't do that, so
not
they were
as,
able to
not
cut it.
everybody, yeah, but it, yeah, still, technology, keeping it fairly similar. Additional in computer hardware and replacing the desktops, cause they're 8 years old, which actually I already bought most of those in this year, so I won't have to spend as much on that unless I buy a big screen TV for my office and stuff. Which I have thought about.
You don't have
See,
Preview your presentation.
on the wall, I can have it up on the wall.
Is that cause you're getting old, so you need to be able to see the numbers bigger? Is that why it is? That's why it would justify me getting that. I can't
See,
see
I
them.
did think about it because I thought, just have the security cameras show up there
yeah,
all the time and
It's
glance
not a
up
bad
there.
idea.
But then somebody would say, how come you didn't notice that when that was happening? And I'd be like, well,
I was
you know, I've
working.
been working on this screen and not looking at
I
that
was
screen.
paying attention to my tiny screen.
Yeah, so, yeah. And besides, I bought a big screen TV for the kitchen, you know. If any of you, you know, do sports, you can watch the games on the TV in there.
That's cool.
Then again, I mean, they're cheap, you know. You know,
They are cheap.
Yeah.
they're
Yep.
$2, so.
Cool.
Should have one for every room. Maintenance, let's see. I'm spending less on maintenance, it looks like, overall.
Isn't that probably the salary change too, or?
Yeah, a little bit, although the salaries up there are actually going up.
Mhm.
That budget
Yeah, but it
was-
goes down
oh,
in transportation.
budgeting less on insurance, once again, that's that worst case scenario thing, which is funny, but yeah. And budgeting less on electricity, more of what we're actually spending.
Is that cause we've been using less electricity? So you budgeted less for it, or?
Probably budgeted less because I probably budgeted high. And if we get some ACs fixed, then hopefully it'll use less. Budgeting less on supplies and materials.
We do, yes. Promise we won't have the heat on as often as we have in lot if we.
So,
turn it off, we're sweating.
Climb the ladder,
You're turkey.
flip the switch.
Get up there.
That's what's gonna be on his screen. Who's using extra power?
Suck it up.
Turn them off.
Well, it is something that I find annoying walking around sometimes, I'm like, why are the lights on?
That's true.
They don't use a ton of like, you know,
No. Every little bit helps, that's why you're
I'd
earning
love to
money,
live
man.
with you, Jared, that would be
I
fun.
was just gonna say, that's like my husband. Turn the lights off. I was like, we just walked out of that room, calm down.
although I do see Sue's light left on over the weekend sometimes.
Very much.
That, but although, in her defense, the light switch is in a stupid spot in her office.
I feel seen.
You know, I mean, usually they're right next to
It's
the
so
door,
bad.
hers is all the way in the middle of the wall,
You have to go
it's
all the
like-
way back.
There was to change the office around the light fixture,
Yeah.
didn't wanna move electrical.
Yeah.
Well, we're off topic, but while we're on it, the supply closet right here across the hall, it took me 4 years to figure out where the
Where
light
the light
switch is, but it's in this hallway naturally,
Yeah.
so you have to walk all the way across the hall and it's on this wall.
It only took you 4, see, it's taken me 7 years, cause I didn't know where it was
It is-
prior to this year, I finally.
Yeah, no, I had
Flashlight.
a kid like, what's this go to? And somebody else is like, closet's going on and off, and I was like, there it is!
Well, that's some weird wiring. Who did that?
Transportation. Spending 50,000 less there, almost. That's, some of that is the switch from from Randy to K, hitting her a little less,
Where are like, things like vehicle supplies, gas oil maintenance supplies, tires, batteries,
they're all in supplies and materials
Okay.
because they're all supplies.
Okay,
So,
cool.
yeah.
Yep.
And I just take those off now, since I've moved them up into that. 'cause
For
I
enough,
figure-
for enough years, yeah, so
Yeah.
they can get rid of it.
Yeah, if it's not something I need to break out for some report, I don't see much reason. I don't care.
Sure.
You're gonna have 29 numbers to.
We don't
Yes.
have anything in repairs and maintenance, does that mean that we haven't needed any repairs or maintenance on our, like, buses or anything else like that?
Probably, I just code it to 380, non-instructional professional services, so really it goes down there
Oh, okay.
instead of, once again,
Trying to
that's the number
consolidate,
that I know,
consolidate lines though.
yeah.
But this is a great question. Do we really just not have any breakdowns? No, not
That's
true.
not true.
Not true.
I mean, I haven't heard as much
That's
bus
not-
drama about such and such as bus breaking and.
Yeah,
Right.
last
Yeah,
year,
last
where
year
every
was
single bus was in the
crazy.
shop at the same time and we were struggling
Yeah.
to run routes,
Mhm.
but
Yeah. Hasn't been bad
this year's been.
This is working, I'll knock on
Yeah.
that for you.
Sped transportation. Dropping down how much I'm calculating in that because some of that was higher from having some special routes running kids to Eugene or Corvallis and stuff, and so I'm budgeting a lower amount there. Staff recruitment, I have a little bit in there, that's for our talent, for our job posting stuff. Transfer of funds, this is transfers over to other things down in the special revenue, 286,000, that's higher. Part of that higher is the scholarship fund, that's why it's 100,000, it's 100,000 for that, so. So, beginning fund balance and ending fund balance, I'm budgeting for a $1.1 million drop in the savings account, which I hope will be closer to 400,000 or 500,000 is all. I anticipate a drop, but I don't think it'll be that real.
Every year we've
Every
said
year I
that
budget pretty hard, yeah.
and not hit it until, this year we think we'll dip in a little bit, but
Yeah.
next year's the one that's scary.
Right, but you also tightened up the budget in some places that aren't worst case scenario budgeting as much,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah,
I'm hoping the state gives us more money in the next biennium.
Right.
So, a lot, I mean, unless your head is in a hole, you have, I'm sure you've heard of all the districts around us that are making cuts. And and it's not just our area, and so the state needs to do something. All right, special revenue, man, it's already 6 o'clock.
I know, I was looking at the clock.
Special revenue is running pretty similar to last year. These are our grants, state grants, federal grants. I'm throwing some money in there because Sue's good about getting grants and stuff. So there's some money in there here and there. Mainly in the miscellaneous donations, that's on page 40. Figuring an extra 200,000 in there, and that probably goes, whatever that grant we just, some of the kitchen and stuff grants that we just got is kind of.
it's there. Yeah, we've been getting on average about 20,000 at a time from different things for the finishing the kitchen over there. And so still got a ways to go, but we're chipping away at it, which is fun.
And so you can see in here also those interfund transfers, we've got the 100,000 for capital improvement. I have that listed. Oh, no, the 266 one, if you can see where I'm talking about, that is the scholarship fund, that's not, that, I copied those things from the capital improvement section that pays down there, and that's the scholarship.
Oh, so, okay, so 266 is a scholarship.
Yeah. Down in the expenses, I have it right. 266 revenue scholarship. So that, it's that.
Okay.
Student body funds, I don't know, I just keep plugging the same numbers in each year on
Real quick, on page 47, just to name one, probably the most significant loss of funding, I don't know if loss is the right word, but Stronger Connections was a federal grant post-COVID that, the number's probably on here, but a significant amount of money the last 2 years, and that's not.
280,000.
280 over 2 years or per year?
Each year.
Each year, and so that alone is a almost $300,000 drop, and there's, like, in this economic climate, there's not things to replace it, is part of the issue, so we're reaching out, we're finding money wherever it is, but there's just not as much money out there, so.
And that's also why we have the classified up there also, because that's
Yeah,
where
quite a
some of
few.
those classified people were coming from, was because we had that money and we said, okay, we need to take care of these students and here's money we can do it with. So. Food program is another interfund transfer, 36,000 over to it, because we don't cover quite enough to, if we get the, well, I don't know how much we'll save food-wise with the garden a little bit, but.
That is one of those enterprise things, now that we have the fence up, we can buy produce from ourselves, and it lowers cost-ish because we're putting it back into ourselves, and so
Yeah.
some of it's getting the garden where we're allowed to do that, and then continuing to scale towards how much we can do that.
So I'm gonna blow through these expenditures, like I said, a lot of them are similar, the SRSA grant, that's federal grant, through food, whatever, food flex money, coming from the feds, IDEA grant, that's special ed above and beyond, Title I. Once again, we've dropped, that's also related to our poverty money.
Sounded like,
Oh.
Because our Title I calculations tend to come off poverty a little bit, plus we had additional monies for Title I for being a targeted school for a couple of years. ESSER is not around, E-rate, sometime I'll find something with E-rate. I just need to figure out what I want to do. And then, Friday, student investment account, I just moved everything up into the Friday school because it's coded all under one code anyways, so. We do lots of stuff with student investment account money, or PBLs, and social emotional learning, and, I don't know what all we do with it. It's a decent chunk of change, 220, 240 or so. But once again, it comes with strings attached. You gotta, and the reporting on it's getting more irritating. Measure 98, high school success, once again, another money from the state, but you're gotta use it only for these types of things. Early literacy grant, once again. I think I don't know if I forwarded it to you guys, the letter from the OSBA president talking about the state. It came out just after the state announced instructional limits. And,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and the president of OSBA is the Oregon School Board Association. And talked about how the state's throwing money here and there, but they're not waiting to see what kind of impact it really makes before they say, oh, well, we need to change this, and we need to, and so they're not giving, and once again, making these rules, you can, you gotta target it for this and stuff. And so it, yeah. And before long, the state's just gonna say, we'll just tell you exactly how to run your school. Mapleton should be run exactly the same as Eugene, stuff. So, Gear Up, some money in Gear Up, it lasts another couple of years. Some shifts in,
They're the same.
some shifts in it. Kay is finishing off her retirement and leaving, and so we'll shift Jen over into that, use that to help cover Jennifer. Some of Jennifer.
Dina students, yeah.
I can't see.
Miscellaneous state grants of summer school. State's giving us money for summer school. Real short notice on it. Once again, big reporting on it. Stronger Connections is gone. TAP grants is not getting anything like that. We'll see if we get breakfast after the bell equipment again. We like to keep doing that. Preschool Promise, preschool is running well. It covers, Preschool Promise covers our costs well.
I just,
Covers our teaching, our instructional stuff, and covering full cost on transportation and, yeah, I mean, I don't tend to, well, yeah.
I just put in for
Cleaning.
3 more slots, they did a request. So we get reimbursed for 10 of our slots right now, and over the first couple of years here, it wasn't that we weren't serving those students, but getting the paperwork.
They were
was-
enrolled.
And it took a while, and we had a waiver, and we're full and waitlisted now, and we just had 6 kids approved for next year that went through the lottery system, so it's running itself, like it's exciting. And they sent out a slot cost thing, and I asked for 3 more slots right now, so no guarantee, but I'm hoping we'll get those.
We have a wait list right now for the preschool?
Preschool prom.
Well, I should say, we are full and have had to tell people no, so,
So the answer is
throughout the
yes.
year, yes.
Yeah, I'm like
And then we moved, yeah, so there was a wait list. Right now, do I have a wait list? No. Have we had a wait list this year? Yes. And then we know some of them are going to kinder, and then now the new lottery happened, must have been last week, I'm getting a bunch of emails right now, and they're all, wait list is the wrong word, cause they're not enrolling until fall, and there is openings, cause the kinders will come up, so, yeah,
So
feeling
it's-
really good on.
Yeah, and I mean, are you getting Siosla kids in there too?
Yeah, I should know where, I feel like last year I knew where they all lived more so, but I would say more are local, percentage wise right now than other years. So I'm hoping that means there's like a baby boom in our region that is like, we've been down on enrollments, I'm hoping this means that we're gonna go up.
I just know that I've told a lot of people locally in Florence about the program because
Yeah.
the cost of living is so expensive and the cost of like their preschooling is getting so much more expensive in Florence that it's been like very desirable for a lot of parents to have like a
Free preschool.
like almost like full day of school program so that they can work like almost a full-time job.
Yep.
You know, like a 3/4 time job to be able and like, you don't have to have like a stay-at-home parent to be able to pick your kid up because they only have 3 hours of preschool.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So can preschoolers do the Cushman route for transportation?
We run a
Special.
preschool route.
Okay.
So we can go we do the same boundaries. If you're from Florence, we don't transport for preschool. You have to
You have to
come to a stop, or usually they'll just come all the way in. But we run because their hours are slightly different, we run just a preschool route for that, so. And then
And
if we go
car
up to,
seats
oh yeah, car seats and you can't change those in and out of the bus and all of that, yeah. So, but if we go to 13, that should cover full transportation too. So we're hopeful we get that.
At what point do you have to add another aid or?
We won't go over 18, so we won't.
Cause for space.
So we don't have the room
rules.
for it, yeah.
So you were at 18 last year?
We're, for this, yeah.
For, I mean, like for
All
this
year
school
long.
year was 18?
All year long. They don't all always come on the same day,
Well, I
but
think
we have
we're
been
at
there.
20 actually.
I don't know what number 20 on there is, but
That's
we are
crazy.
running,
That's
we
a
have a
huge- that's a
19
huge
kid
increase
enrolled.
than
I
what
don't
it
know if we
was.
said
Yeah,
yes to somebody
it
else
is.
for 20,
Yeah.
but
It's,
yeah, and we're,
So yeah, we get
Yep.
paid for 10 of them.
Yeah.
That's nice.
yeah, it's
It'd be nice to be paid for
13.
18.
yeah, yeah.
18, but.
Yeah, I didn't feel like we could get all the way there for qualifying, cause you have to qualify for preschool promise, income based, and so we wanna be able to provide it for everybody in our community. But I'm pretty confident we can fill 13, so.
Great.
And yeah, when I submit I mentioned, it covers the costs, but anytime I submit the expense report and stuff and going through, and I just list salaries and supplies, which is food. Those kids eat a lot of food, holy cow. I mean, we get a bill for
snacks.
lunches, but yes, snacks.
Snacks.
Yeah, that's why that's 5,400 in supplies on there, because they eat.
I'm gonna put Jared in preschool one today. I know who's providing breaks next year.
It's like
My
herding cats.
baby's,
Snack time!
My baby's gonna be in there, actually, my
Yeah.
little baby that I took care of and loves me, so I might stop in there.
Jared's
I don't wanna see the other kids, but I'll like.
You'll leave with a booger on your sleeve. So nice.
But, so yeah, when I do that expense report and the, yep, salaries, yep, supplies, oh, utilities, you know, electricity, no, not figuring that. Rent for the bit, you know, are we paying anything for the building? No, I'm not charging preschool promise anything to use our building. Oh, nope, I'm not charging for that either, and this, and, so there's plenty of line items that I'm like, oh, no, zero, and so, plenty of things I could be billing for, but it covers what we got, so.
Good, great.
Transportation, that is our state school fund, part of state school fund is depreciation on our buses, well, it doesn't calculate in there and stuff, but, depreciation on our buses, and so we have to use that for additional, you know, to buy vehicles with. And I don't anticipate buying something, but maybe I should, but, just for the heck of it, in case I want my vehicle.
You should. You're gonna want another vehicle, you can say that.
I mean, Randy complained that I was running out of space over there in the parking lot and stuff, but we got space, I can bring something.
We use all the vehicles, and
Yeah,
everybody will use it.
yeah,
That never seems to be the problem.
no, and, get another, not something as big as this Suburban, but another, you know, full-size SUV or van, something that we can transport 8 kids around.
Yeah,
So then you can take the Suburban and the other SUV for,
Right.
if you got
Like a
some
Charger or
sports thing,
something.
yeah.
Yes,
tournament
cause
stuff.
my van now has like 304,000 miles on it, so it's gonna be out of the
Yeah.
pool here soon.
Oh, textbooks, oh no, I didn't skip over, so transportation textbooks, just budgeting. That's another one of the interfund transfers, and we just spend it on textbooks, or at a cruise, and we spend it when we buy a bunch of big stuff like ELA stuff, something that's more expensive. So. PERS and retirement fund, that's just standard, that is related to the retirement, or if there's additional money for PERS that I wanna transfer, or it's a district immunity if I need to change in and stuff, so. Capital improvement, spending money on, well, I tend to budget to do repairs in case we need to do repairs. Which we need to do repairs, so we'll probably spend, well, we've spent a bit spent some this year, and we'll probably spend some next year. Middle school needs some roof repair.
Yeah, and probably some paint.
It needs a lot of
It needs a
stuff,
lot of things, yeah.
so. But roof is important.
Yes.
It was during one of the rainy times, I put a bucket up there with the tarp flowing into the bucket because there was leaks all over in this one area, and it filled that 5-gallon bucket up in a day. It was flowing.
Yeah.
That was during heavy rain, hopefully, but I need to take care of something with that. And it'd be nice to stripe the parking lot, spend a little money on that. Some other little grants, Gift River grant, just miscellaneous grants, whether I have the right name or not on them, various grants that I try to keep track of. It's always the Lane Community Health one, that's garden and the health pods, I think I have both of them and that, so. on the resilience grant. Scholarship fund, that's the new one, reserved for next year, estimate on how much we could pay out on it. For the budget committee members, there's a fund that we set up, it's I can't remember the type of name of it, but basically the 100,000 is just seed money, we just leave it there, we don't touch that, and any interest that it brings in, we pay out as scholarships for students.
What's the 2,500?
That's the estimated interest,
Okay.
paying out on, hopefully low ball on how much interest, and so paying it out. YTP, a little money in Perkins, if we get some Perkins money, student body, food services, staff, and food for that. CACFP, we're shooting for stopping doing that. It's a little burdensome managerially and doesn't, and whether it's, how well it goes, but we're gonna shift over back to snack program, so still providing food for the after school, just less regulations and easier to handle. So those balance out expenditures and revenues, 2.2 million in it for special revenue. Debt service, we gotta pay our bonds, running, calculating the same for income as I had this year. I've been, my ending fund balance has been growing because of how I was calculating something, and so I'm going to hold steady on how much. So if you are paying taxes for the next few years, that'll stay level until I use up that. Instead of increasing for how much you're paying for our bond, so.
So you're not raising our taxes?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Trying to run for office next year.
But you're, he's
Trying to butter
our taxes.
And so, paying out on the bond and that, and capital improvement fund, we don't have anything in because that's for new bonds, new bond expenditures. Grand total, 8.2 million in expenditures and revenues. A little 180,000 increase compared to this year over all expenditures and revenues. So, any questions? So,
Nice job.
barring any questions, then I turn it back to you to request you can call for a approval and people approve that.
So I'd like to make a motion for approval of the 2027 proposed budget.
Seconded?
And then you just call for all in favor.
And then all in favor?
Did you guys vote?
You guys,
Yeah,
we
we're
all
supposed to
vote, you're
vote
on
too.
the, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I was like,
I was like, we
Oh,
all
we
voted.
did have
It
that.
failed. Get comfortable.
let me talk slower
No.
so you understand. All right. Then we don't need the May 27th meeting. Budget committee members, thank you for your service.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Great job, great job. There's a lot of districts that are pretty failing right now, so the fact that we don't have to eliminate any teachers and
Yeah.
we were able to put football back in our program and we didn't have to cut any other programs with that guy cross country is a really big benefit.
Yeah.
really big benefit, because I heard a lot of kids, you know, and just our local neighbor is out of school like 3 weeks early because of their budget, and they like lost band, and they lost their teachers, and,
Yeah.
you know, so that's really, really devastating, so.
Yeah.
Great job at what you do, because, I mean, if you look at the numbers, the deficit is pretty large between what the state's giving you and what your total expenditures are at the very end. It's like a $5 million difference, pretty much, so
Yeah.
that's a pretty large difference to try to make up in there, so, great job.
Yeah, great job.
Thank you, alright.
Both of you, yep.
You guys
Thank
are
you.
free to go.
You are definitely free to go, and Asher is gonna do his senior presentation. We're gonna go to executive session on this, but I asked him, since he's here and we're a little over time, if he can go first and then do executive session after. Does that work for? Sure, folks. Okay, I'm gonna get him. People are welcome to watch him or not.
I wanna see his presentation.
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm, that's cool.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Sweet.
Is he doing it on schedule out?
Mm-hmm, yeah, I mean, I assume so, I guess I shouldn't answer, so I don't know for sure.
Asher Gow to Mr. Blanchard's room. Asher Gow, we're ready for you. Thank you.
I think his senior project was the building of the shed, super nice looking shed out there.
He's on crutches today.
Oh,
Do you know?
no, I don't know, I was, like, been out at H pretty much,
Yeah.
so I'm kinda out of the loop, yeah.
Which I was trying to remember, like, is he on crutches like a year ago or
Yeah, it didn't happen before, but I don't know what's going on right now.
You might
Thinking of the announcement, I need to come and look, it's not doing
Okay.
announcements over there.
It's
I have
not.
to go and look and
How's
see.
it going?
Hi, Asher. No, it's not. Which, yeah,
You guys don't mind.
I mean, we were getting used to it, but then we stopped, now we're not used to it anymore.
Here, she said you might be able to help me next. How are you guys?
Good, yeah.
How about you? What got you on crutches?
I could be better.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm happy I didn't break any bones this time, but,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, good. Glad to hear that. So road to recovery is gonna be faster? Road to recovery is gonna, like, faster?
Yeah, this time I'm not gonna be walking on it and stuff too, I'm gonna try letting it heal. I wanna be able to walk during graduation.
Yes. Yep, that's, yeah, I think that should make a difference, like, if you just, like, you take care of it, yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yep.
You're hooking it, do you wanna call the meeting to order?
Sure.
And then we can do that,
Meeting's
those
already-
pieces of it.
What's it? What'd you say?
Meeting's already, you know.
The budget's the same, oh, cause it's on the same, never mind.
So we're on me. Okay.
I just shared it with myself.
You got, okay, you guys got a screen. Alright.
What's that? Yeah. We did, right, we're done. Yeah.
That's right, but we can do that.
Yeah.
Alright, just tell me when you wanna change.
Alright, so I'm Asher Dahl, I'm sure you guys already know that. And for my senior project, I decided to build a tool shed for the garden PBL because about 2 years ago when, we started the garden, we kinda needed, room to put tools and stuff, so that's why I wanted to build a senior project. And, yeah, these flip slides, sorry. This is my table of content, just the introduction, table of content, why I picked it, how school prepared me, problems and solutions, my mentors, how I decided the size and style, how it prepared me for my future, a little go over of my research project, some field experience, and timeline and questions. Alright. Okay, so why I picked this for my senior project, I've always enjoyed gardening and I've always liked building too, so I decided why not put both together. So because we needed a shed in the garden anyways, I decided it'd be a great project. A couple of the reasons we needed a shed down in the garden is for our tools and because we keep on expanding the garden size, and we did have all of our shovels and stuff inside of the greenhouse, so that left us with less room to grow. And we also just kept our rototillers and stuff out in the rain, which isn't good for them, so I decided we needed a shed. And yeah, keep our tools nice and keep the rototillers nice and dry place to keep chicken food and hay for the chicken bedding. So yeah, so that's why. You can flip slides. How school has prepared me for my senior project. Algebra has taught me a lot, mainly like 10th grade algebra, because I learned a lot of math. I learned about building too. We got to build little tiny miniature houses and do the framing and stuff on that, so that was really cool. And yeah, it taught me how to build and use math with it, you know, and make it perfect. Or gardening kind of prepared me for this project, mainly by just influencing me to want to build it, you know, because I mean that's the only reason I built a shed down there. I wouldn't have been building a shed if we didn't have a garden. And yeah, the chicken coop, it needs dry place, like I said, for the chicken feed. So that's why gardening inspired me, or prepared me. Engineering prepared me in a couple ways. Got to build that catapult, and when Mainroom Mill built that, we had to make sure everything was precise if we wanted it to work and send our object in the same place each time, so that kind of got me better with the speed square and measuring tape. Oh, I'm sorry for hopping back to gardening, but we also built the chicken coop in gardening too, so that also prepared me for building the shed. Because we messed up a lot on that chicken coop, I'm not gonna lie. It's not very square, but it is just a chicken coop, but it taught me a lot. So, yeah. You can flip, alright. Problems I faced and solved. The first one was grant problem. I talked to Courtney, and well, Courtney came up to me and she asked me if I needed a grant towards the beginning of the year for the senior project I wanted to build. And I said yeah, because I wasn't exactly sure where I was going to be getting my money from. And so I was sitting there waiting for the grant to get back to me and write back to me, and they never did. And I was not prepared for that. I kind of assumed that they would. I don't know why. I should have had a second thought planned out if that didn't work. But my grandpa helped me out, so that I got around that problem. Sawmill problem. And this has constantly been giving me problems throughout the project. Whether it's the carburetor messing up, or needed tension the blade, or had to order a new saw blade for the sawmill. And yeah, it wasn't wanting help me out too much, but we got it fixed and we got all the lumber and stuff milled. The sawmill is actually what we milled all the siding on the shed with, and the main floor is built out of redwood, so that also came from sawmill. Time problem, I was really scared, that I would run out of time before like senior presentation and all that stuff. I was scared I wasn't going to make it in time, and it was really stressing me out. But once I got started on it, every day I just kept on working on it. And my grandpa helped me out a lot, so, and Mitchell, he helped me out a lot, so they speeded up the process with me, so I got that figured out. My mentor would be my grandpa Rick, cause he's done he was an iron worker, and he built a bunch of big buildings and like football stadiums and stuff, and he really knows how to use a measuring tape and calculate what angle everything needs to be at, and he taught me a lot of safety when I was building this. I think if I built it by myself, I might be missing a finger or something. He taught me safety, so he's a big mentor, and he also supported me with the supplies and stuff, so yeah. Another mentor would be Tucker. Tucker, he's just a big mentor because he supported me with my decisions and the size and the area of where it needed to go, and he kept on, like, even when I was stressing out about the shed, he kept on being like, it's okay, you're going to get it done, and he kept on supporting me whenever I was stressed. Mitchell was a big mentor too, because, I mean, he helped me load up the big I-beams that my building's sitting on. He helped me cut the I-beams down to length. He helped move all that stuff over here, helped hold up the walls while they were getting screwed together, and he was just a big help throughout the whole thing, so he's a big mentor to me. And he also helps out with the garden too, so I respect that too. I decided the size and style from Tucker is where I got the main like size idea, and then I was looking at a couple different sheds up at my grandpa's property, because he has like probably 20 different little sheds, whether they're for firewood or storage or the pump house. He's built a lot of sheds, and so I got a couple different ideas from up at his property, and then I kind of just sketched out a couple ideas of blueprints of like around the size that I wanted it, and I brought it to my grandpa to make sure they looked good, and he worked back and forth with me on the size and style. Like, I mean, I'm sure you can see in the pictures, that top left one, I was going to decide to do a double door and a window on side, and I ended up just doing one door, no windows, and a clear loop roof. But yeah, no, so he helped me decide size and style, but oh yeah, I did draw the blueprints, and I gave him a rough idea of what I wanted it to look like. This project has prepared me for my future in multiple different ways, whether it was for working with multiple people, like group effort, problem solving. I learned a lot about problem solving and working with others. In my future career, I'm going to be an arborist, and there's going to be a lot of problem solving there, along with communication. So I'm going to have someone down on the ground, and you really got to be talkative when you're up in the tree. You don't want to drop a limb on anyone, that'd be really bad. So communication, that was a big part, whether getting it to school, I had to let Tucker know when or where, and how to communicate with my grandpa a lot, when to plan out when we had to go to town or when we were actually going to build it, like plan out time to build it, and helped me with I had to do all different kinds of things while building this project, and I believe they definitely all connect with my future, whether it's planning, timing, working around problems, and honestly just getting it done in the first place, you know. Like you can't stop halfway through, and you gotta stay consistent, which I think I did. Once I got started, I stayed consistent on building, so yeah. My research project was about gardening and what gardening brings, like the benefits of gardening. The answer of that question obviously changes, and I mean, there's multiple answers that don't change, but I mean, whether it's bringing community together or keeping on family tradition or mental health, physical health, all different kinds of benefits, and yeah, I don't know. So that's why I wanted to support the garden, you know, because there's a lot of benefits, and I think it is helpful for the school, and I don't know, I think it's meaningful to be outside and get your hands dirty and grow your own produce and stuff. Whether you, I don't know, I just feel like it's really helpful to grow your own produce, and it's a good thing to know. You never know when you're going to need to, especially with the prices in grocery stores, and if you don't like your food being processed or whatever, it's just a good thing to know how to do. Field experience. I got a lot of field experience, but I made this slideshow before my senior project was complete. A lot of field experience would be running sawmill, debarking logs. That was a real pain in my butt. That took forever, and I never want to do that again. Field experience. I mean, I wish I had better pictures. I should have added them before this, but I mean, building. Shoot, I don't even know. Looking through different prices, like when we went to the store and stuff to get the materials, we had to go to multiple different places because we went to this store to get a box of the roofing screws, and it was like $80 for a box of them. So we had to run back and forth and go find best price screws and stuff, and yeah, run around, and I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm stuttering.
You're great. You're doing awesome.
Yeah, lots of different field experiences. I wish I would have written more stuff down because my brain's kind of getting confuzzled right now with how much stuff. Yeah, and a lot of it's probably safety in the field experience. Learning about safety and actually doing it. I mean, if you see it built, that I did a lot of it. I mean, I'm not going to claim it all because I had a lot of help too, but I learned how to build a shed in general. So that was my field experience. I'd say I can build now and do it safely. Timeline. So like I said, I made this presentation a while ago, and when I did, I just got started on it. But it only took me about, I think, 3 weeks to finish it up, 4 weeks like I was wanting. I got it done right before the end of spring, I'd say, in that time somewhere, and that's what I was hoping for. So that was my timeline. I wish I would have started a lot earlier in the year because it, like I mentioned earlier, it really stressed me out when I wasn't started on it, and like 3/4 of the school year was gone, and I still wasn't started on my senior project, which is a graduation requirement. It's stressing me out super bad. So, yeah, if I did do it, I'd start earlier, and yeah. Thank you for listening to me yap, and appreciate to answer any questions you got any.
is it in, like, does there have tools in there now, and is it in use now, or? like,
Yeah,
tools
we
in
got
it?
all of our tools in it, the rototiller in it, chicken scratch and, the bedding for the chickens and I'm sure we're gonna find different uses for that shed too, but I don't know what yet, whether we keep our seeds down there or what, but I don't know.
Yeah,
But it's being used.
Never seen an empty shed in my life, like, there's always more things to put in it than you. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'm happy about it,
Yeah.
I think it looks good and
yeah, it's beautiful.
It's so awesome, I watched it going up and like the whole process, like just like drive by, you know, as you work and
right,
everything.
wall by wall.
Yeah, yeah.
When we moved it, cause we built it all in pieces,
Mm-hmm.
we had to build it in a way that we could easily take it apart too.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of a hard situation to think about. We just did the floor first, we laid up the walls, got them somewhat supported in, and then we laid up the side walls. And we couldn't really build the roof because it wasn't one solid structure, it had to be up after all the walls were up and stuff. So we waited to do that when we got down here, but after that it went really quick. That siding got thrown on and then the stairs got thrown on and yeah, I even learned how to mix concrete, that was the first too. And I got to do a lot of new things I never got to do,
Good,
so I had fun with it.
that's awesome, it's really cool.
If I can share a couple things about Asher, just, so not just the shed, but the garden itself and the growth of it, he, I would say has put the most hours of any student in, over the last couple of years, and as it's been growing, he was the summer lead on it, like, that, Asher, that garden exists because of you, so,
Yeah,
How do
that
you-
first summer out there when it was all just me, it was
Yeah.
really it's
And-
stressful.
came down, water, and then it was like, oh, we got plants back there, he's like, I water
Well,
those
Tucker
too.
was having his kid and stuff, so like
Yeah.
I know he kind of relied on me, he just
Yeah.
told me kind of what to do and when to do it, and I did, and it kept going, so that's cool.
So reliable, like,
Yeah.
it's, you,
It
your
was
work
stressful,
ethic,
but it was fun too.
yeah, I'll hire you any day, I tell them that all the time,
Mhm.
like, reliable, great work ethic, great communicator, all the things. So we're in the Echo Trust, farm to school program or whatever it's called, and I wanted to take a student representative to it, and they kept saying no, for their own insurance they weren't comfortable having a student because it's designed for adults. And so in our second year, I was like, we're only coming if we can bring a student, and Asher joined us. Everybody loved Asher, he ended up doing a podcast, they paid him to be on a student panel, he stole the show, and they came up to me after and thanked me for pushing to bring a student because it made such a difference, and
That was such a weird experience.
but we need adults to hear from students and recognize students
Yeah,
as
I think
able
that's
to be
helpful.
alongside, yeah. And then when we kicked off the Rural Collaborative, we had a student panel that folks came from we brought a couple students from every school, every district. And at the end, so it's a big group, all the staff in the 5 districts. And after the student panel, we wrote thank you notes to some of the kids, and you were expecting a pretty even distribution. And they came and put them all, and Asher's pile was like this, and all the other piles were like this. And really, he's so authentic, and he always tells me, I get nervous and I don't know what I ramble, and I said, it's like, no, you have a way, when you start talking, you're authentic and people listen, and you're not trying to impress people, you're just speaking truth, and it's been fun to watch you grow in confidence. I didn't even have to beg him to come to this time, I just asked once and he's like, yeah, sure, I'll be there. So, and just, yeah, reflective, depth of thought in every class. He's gonna be a tree climber and arborist, and I hope you know you can do anything, and I'm excited you're picking what you love. And
Oh,
so,
yeah. No, I'm excited to pursue it.
yeah, so,
Yeah.
yeah, we're rooting for you, and yeah, I think of him as a Renaissance man. He writes poetry, He's a deep thinker, he's awesome with kids, if you've ever seen him with the littles, and our older kids look up to him, so, yeah, phenomenal senior. Asher, like, it's always hard to watch kids come across the stage, cause I know they're not gonna be back. It's gonna be really tough to know that we don't get you every day here, so.
Oh, I'm sure I'll be back.
You better, yeah, you better be.
Yeah,
Everyone.
because like those skills you learned here, like other students will benefit from them in the
Yep,
future if you
come
can
share
share them.
them,
Yeah, super awesome.
Yeah, and
Right.
you're welcome in that garden anytime, any day, and I'll keep finding money to pay you to do it as long as you do it.
And I love that you have to like do it with your grandpa and just.
Yeah.
And-
No, yeah, that's
Yeah.
really
Kids, yeah.
meaningful to me, cause
Yeah.
like, I never really got to build too much with my grandpa, or really hang out with him a lot, so doing that kind of brought us together a little bit closer, so
Yeah,
that's cool.
awesome, that's,
Yeah.
Good.
yeah, when you come by with your kids, you can tell them you built it
I
with
built
great
it.
grandpa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you say you were putting on a plaque on it today?
Yeah, I got it on it.
What's it say?
It says 2026, garden school project, or garden shed, Asher Giles Senior Project. And beneath it, it says mentor Ricky Lee, my grandpa
Yeah.
Peterson. So that is cool, I like it.
Yeah, cool.
Good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming to
See it.
share, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys
Thanks.
listening.
Love, appreciate you sharing it.
Man, it always makes me so nervous to present.
Yeah.
But you were-
Yeah, you did a great job, but you're not alone,
Yeah.
everybody,
It
all
happens to all of us.
Yes.
I don't know why, I don't,
Yeah, but you, like,
it's
you
not
know,
bad once I get going, it's just the very start
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyways, have a
Yep.
good day, guys.
Thank
Alright,
you.
you too.
I'm gonna get on the road.
Yeah,
Alright.
right.
Okay.
Did you ever meet Tanner Noon, Kevin's friend?
I don't think so.
He's him.
Well, now I wanna meet him. Okay, so we will leave our board meeting time and jump
Go
over
down
to
to
executive session. Okay, at 7:18, I now call the May 20th, 2026 school board meeting back to order. I'll entertain a motion coming out of executive session.
So I move to, delegate response, to, related to the, issues we discussed in executive session to our board chair, Andrea Milbert.
I'll second that.
All those in favor? Okay. All right. Moving on to, I guess review of the agenda, has anything changed? We can do that part.
We had Asher go
Yeah.
already, but
No public comment, right, Taryn?
No.
Okay. And down to Sue, district report.
Yep, and, very short report, cause I know we have, policy updates today, so, but the main, big thing right now, obviously budgets and all those things preparing, but, state testing, we did ELA testing this week, have kids finishing up their performance task, tomorrow, and then we'll do the math testing next week. And we have, except for 11th grade, pretty high percentage of kiddos testing. And then, yeah, we'll get through that, and, it's almost the end of the year. It's coming fast, so.
Yeah, it is.
Lots of field trips, lots of celebrations, end of year excitement. A couple things, donkey basketball tomorrow night.
Madness.
I feel like I'm supposed to make a joke there, but I won't. And, Spores Affair, Wednesday, June 3rd from 4 to 7 p.m. Salmon ceremony, Federated Tribes of Kusla and Saisla, tribal council will be here, and is supplying salmon for us for 3rd annual. And that's all I'm gonna share today. Oh, you know what, track finished up, middle school, track just finished, the 5th and 6th grade boys are, region champs, and 7th and 8th grade finished 2nd, and girls, I believe, were 2nd and, no, 3rd and 3rd? Shoot, I gotta look that up again. I looked before it was over, and then it changed, and I can't remember, but I think we ended up 3rd and 3rd for girls.
Good.
So, yeah.
Taryn? Keep it short and sweet if you want, say, look at your paper, there you go.
Just to make sure there's no huge checks that I'm not thinking of.
Okay, super solid, I looked through everything.
Boys and Girls Club for the after-school program, $37,000 for the restaurant store, that was kitchen equipment, using up the one grant, so that's the big one on there, and I will say I just had the thought probably add on a 9.2A approval of the classified agreement, since we have heard from, I was waiting to hear from them, they have approved
Okay.
stuff, so. Not moving with the transportation matters, but they approved the other
Okay.
things.
Okay.
If anybody noticed enrollment doesn't include May, it looks like we included the old one, we're at 162.
Oh, okay.
I just moved up, I just missed it.
Oh, right there, 162. Okay. Okay. Consent agenda. Anyone have any questions on that?
Nope. I'll move to approve consent agenda, equip 1, 2, and 3.
All those in favor? Okay. Action items, we have one resignation, Kamari Moeller.
It's the end of a grant and timing of other needs in her life coincided, so.
Since it's just one and then there's a bunch on the next one.
That's just the renewal.
No, that's a renewal.
Oh, okay, alright.
They are not resigning.
That was.
No, I didn't mean that. I just meant.
solved.
Yeah. Few other problems though.
That would save your budget. Yeah, a world of other ones. So I guess we can just do those both together.
No,
Or do you wanna do
let's
it separate? Okay, that's it, yeah. That's where I was going with that. Go ahead then.
Okay, I move that we, approve 9.1, the resignation of Kamari Muller.
Second that.
All those in favor? Alright. 9.2, classified renewal. I don't need to say everyone's name, do I?
No.
Okay, and then 9.2.a, they approved it, right, on their
Yeah.
side? So we are able to approve it on our side.
But let's do them separately anyway, like 9.2 separate.
Oh,
Can we
renewing
make
their
9
contracts and then.
Yeah,
oh.
9 point, it should be 9.3, I think, right?
No, 9.3 is our policy, so we
Oh.
had to make it.
We could call it 9.4.
Okay, we'll call it
Yeah.
9.4.
We'll do it.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I move to approve 9.2. Classified renewal.
Yeah, for all the people listed.
All the people listed, yeah.
Okay,
I second.
all those in favor?
Okay.
Okay, and if someone wants to move on 9.4, these are, I'm gonna say you because they probably don't know what they wanna say over there.
Yeah, so we didn't, report out about this yet to everybody, to the board.
So.
It was, Abby and Jaren met with, the classified union representatives and we, proposed and a proposal was accepted, for a 2%, wage increase for 1 year. We negotiated the wage part of the contract separately from the rest of the contract because the rest of the contract, we, it's wanted to be able to negotiate for, for multiple years, but the wage one, we only wanted to do for 1 year because we hope that our budget outlook will look better and that we can renegotiate that and be able to offer more. I mean, the opposite is also a potential, but, that was the reasoning for doing it differently, for sort of taking it in 2 chunks.
And the language was 3 years.
The language is 3 years.
Okay.
Are there questions about that?
I don't have any.
Abby, did I say it correctly?
Yeah. Thank you guys for doing it.
Yeah, and I mean, just, also I don't know, it takes everybody coming to it with, this, working together, feeling and intention, and that, I'm really grateful for us being able to have that, and that being how it works, how it worked this time, and has worked, so, yeah. I wanna note that. So then I guess with that, I propose we approve 9.4, the classified bargaining agreement for 1 year for 1 year for wages, 1 year for or 3 years for the rest of the contract language. I probably could have said that more officially.
Stated all facts.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
Second.
All those in favor? And certified was having lots of date issues, whether on our side or their side, so that one is planned for, oh my gosh, yeah, the 3rd, June 3rd.
Right?
Yeah.
Second and third.
So we're meeting June 3rd,
What time?
Cause that's.
4.
It's for the fair.
Forza.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that.
The teachers chose it.
Yeah, they shouldn't.
Back to the drawing board, guys, we don't know when, okay?
It'll fit then.
Alright. Meeting time.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I kind of, when you said that, I was like, I have something on the third. It's the third, right?
What's happening on the third?
That's
Four's the third, yeah, it is the third, 4 o'clock. Maybe,
Right at the right,
I mean, depending on who it is, I guess we have to meet a different time of day, but, okay, alright.
There's, yeah, that day is, on this side of the hill, it's nuts.
Okay.
But in general, I would not pick that day.
Okay. Well, they obviously forgot that, so back to that. Alright. Next up, 9.3, everyone's favorite policies. And the standard is this. Also, there's more of these. The letter B was this size, the rest of them are about this size, so I said, Sue, let's split them up, half in May and half in June. But it sounds like they're all pretty simple.
Okay, on the, share the screen so the people at home can enjoy this also. So they're getting, so a lot of these they're getting rid of and replacing them, I don't know, but I didn't attend the summary thing because I thought. Board members' authority and responsibilities. So I could bring up side by side what the old one versus the new one looks like.
And I think
The,
a law does anybody have the actual, I wish I could tell you the actual background on this, I didn't look closely.
Didn't they send us something, like,
Yeah,
I
and
read it in like the
something
OSBA
about
let me bring up,
boards
let me bring up
specifically
the summary.
passed and is impacting all, like they're all very related. But I don't know what passed very well.
BBE.
I thought it'd been first, but.
Yeah. Ethics, personnel. Yeah, seems like they usually list, I was thinking that they listed the, so,
Maybe it's just OSBA did their annual,
yeah, cause this is BB,
here we go. Nope, that's specific to
BBAA.
Yeah, that's like the next one, and BBAA is on there in the summary, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like OSBA just did their review to make things better,
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay.
And BBE, boards often struggle, you guys ought to be able to read that, you're all literate, I think. And so, that's what they say about
Okay.
it. And PCB, clarify replacement, time of action, sports duties.
I mean, yeah, it'd be nice to have a pretty good template.
IPM is E's, E, C, public meeting.
That's what
Oh, that's
changed,
where
okay,
it
I knew there was
is.
something that, so all of those ones below in the B section are because of the change to Oregon public meeting laws.
Yeah, so House Bill 40 not go into effect as it was vetoed by the governor. Includes, include language that matches.
So it passed, they said, hey, the past version impacts all of these, but then it isn't law, so that's why it's optional to change these or not, so now it's a local decision versus a required decision.
So, I guess.
I think that's why this list is so long,
Yeah.
because the ones they put there, I think they're all from that, cause if you look at it through VDDG.
Mm-hmm, and probably more after that, right, if you split this in half?
Yeah, well, I
No,
think
these
all
were
of
all-
This is all
these
based
are
on
brought
all
into
these,
that
yeah.
one.
The other ones are,
Yeah.
till other categories, but.
So, let me see if there's anything that you need to pick for language. Let's just. All board members will comply with public meeting laws, including participation in an approved training at least once during each term of office.
We've been trying to do that.
Yeah.
But are you going to
Approved.
require it for yourselves?
Right. And approved training, what's the number, what's the little footnote?
Training is only required for districts with annual fiscal expenditures of $1 million or more.
Oh, wow,
That's
that's
most.
everybody, right?
And then number two, there's approved is by the Oregon Government Ethics
Yeah.
Commission.
Approved, yeah.
Which you'd think that like any like
OSBA
OSBA
things
training would
be-
be,
Yeah.
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 So are we trying to say that,
Do you want to
Yeah.
require do you want to require having training for the board at least one? Oh, well, that's at least once during each term of office,
each term, so
which
it doesn't have
is-
to be every year, so
No,
I don't
so-
feel like that's,
It's
I
we wanted,
don't think
And
that's
we've talked-
unreasonable.
I mean,
no.
we wanted
Yeah,
to,
like-
when
Adam,
started to say, hey, we wanna set,
Yeah.
by the way, we are working on setting that up.
We totally
And,
If you do it every few years,
Yeah.
then.
anytime you get a new person, you
It's nice
make
to
sure
do
to
it.
do it,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you want to have that in there?
yeah,
Yeah,
Okay, that's all of them for that one.
okay.
Delete and the new one. Vacancies on the board. Be a resident of the zone of the vacant position, we don't need that.
No. Too hard.
Not be an employee except as a substitute bus driver in accordance with ORS 332, so.
You guys wanna grab a bus?
that's that's interesting.
I'm off.
Oh,
No.
that's only if the district has ADM of 50 or fewer, so
Ah,
you don't
Too
get that.
Okay, so that doesn't matter, yeah. I did think it was like when, I just,
yeah, like
it's a minor role.
I know, I agree.
It's kind of a service to the school.
Yes, very
It's
similar.
paid, but it's like, yeah, I mean, it's similar to yours, you just don't get paid.
What is she?
She coaches middle school
volleyball.
volleyball, but it makes her ineligible. So I just find that, it's just sad because we're such a small,
Right,
it's kinda hard to get people.
Mhm. And if like often if you're willing to be involved in something like the board,
Yeah.
you're also that like that's like a person who's likely willing to do other things,
Yes,
but
exactly.
yeah. Mhm.
So there's, what is this on number 3? During no, so this is replacement of board, so in the event that no applicant receives a majority of votes, so they're saying
Okay,
that, so it'd require 3 of the 4 members that are left to bring,
Yeah,
to approve someone.
right.
okay.
Mhm. Right, this addressing the idea if you're, if you have an even number of board members.
Yeah.
Okay.
If the directors of the lane, if the offices of the majority of board members are vacant, so presumably we just say lane.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
Do we have to ask ESD, we have to like notify them that, we put them on the hook for that?
It's okay,
it doesn't say anything, presumably that's.
A part of their-
What's part of their job?
Part of their job.
We ain't the only one who put it on there, right?
Right.
Okay, so those are the selections for that. Did you want to look at anything else on there? No? Okay.
Nope.
So board
Uh,
application.
this is if we want to have a vacancy application, I mean, we have,
Can we just have a board member application?
yeah, I mean, we have our own one, which is, yeah, so we don't need to have this if we don't want.
No, and
I would say no.
So, no,
I don't know, actually, Adam maybe has like the newest person who
What?
just went through the application process. Do you wanna look at these questions and see if they seem
Are
Better
these
than the
just
ones we
different
asked.
questions from the ones that,
Maybe.
it seems,
yeah, I mean, the ones we ask are kind of
pretty similar?
related.
yeah, I can see that they're similar. Except maybe like the one that came from this board had more specific questions to the district itself,
Oh.
so,
Which seems better.
which does seem better.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just keep what we have.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Board officers.
This one doesn't have a delete, so this one's just
why not?
modifications.
Well, we don't do it. When do we do it? In June?
Oh, but it says no
later than the last day of July, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but we
Okay.
don't tend to have the July meeting,
Yeah.
which is something I've talked about a couple times, but, you know. Since you're supposed to in election years then to have it, but. Board chair has inherent authority to keep order, that's what that gavel's for.
I'm gonna start whacking
Some-
on things.
Some people
I'm not
never
sitting next
learn.
to you anymore.
Regulate the order, the length of public comments, appoint board members to committees,
I'm just gonna appoint you.
that's right.
You're voluntold that you will do this.
We need one of those little like wigs that like looks like George Washington.
A robe.
Yeah, we could probably get some graduation robes and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah. I'll tell Jamie she can steam them every meeting.
Nice.
Oh, man.
In the absence of the chair, vice chair will do it.
Weezy used to do it. So she hates a gavel.
Yes, yes. They'll not be doing that.
Let's see.
Okay.
Okay, that look all right?
Yeah.
Nothing to choose from on there, so. Getting rid of one and replacing it with something here, board committees. The board can establish committees.
That's basically what it says, huh? I don't know if we need to test any.
The board committee, does it have to follow public meeting laws if there's only 2 board members
Yeah.
as a part of it? Just wondering, cause like, I don't, like, taking meeting minutes or having it, or streaming it, or, I don't know.
Yeah, because, I mean, yeah, for the negotiations, we
Right.
didn't,
Well, and anytime we like,
Uh-huh.
say like we were sort of a charter committee, we did not do that.
We did not, yeah.
I mean, actually, we were taking baby notes a lot at the big meetings,
And
but
the
not.
meetings were public, and we didn't actually have any like
Yeah,
private
but,
meetings
like-
about it, but yeah, there were,
Yeah.
so that is a question, because if,
Oh, a committee may sit in an executive session when such meeting is in accordance with the committee's assigned personnel.
right, that's not,
No.
I wonder about this, cause I mean, we definitely should find out about that, because right now we're not following that but we are following the policy of, or the practice of never having a majority of board members on any, together on any deciding meeting.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, hold on, expectations regarding number 5. Any act, okay, never mind. I was thinking that's a loophole out of it there, but there's not.
Nowhere does it say, it seems like that would be something we would answer in this, cause it seems pretty relevant to.
See, but see the sentence before, like, you don't have any power to act, so
Right.
why do you have to follow the public meeting laws?
Right.
Communities or public meeting laws, any direction. Do we have to have that line?
What is there, did you look the footnote for the one,
yeah.
recommendations to a public body on policy or administration, I see. Well,
But there's
That's-
also a new board committee, right?
this is
This
the
is
new
the
one.
new
This is the new one, yeah.
Well,
So presumably, that's what
Yep.
we're supposed to be
Yep.
doing, so.
presumably so I guess that will be what we will do.
Okay.
Do we have to broadcast it? We just have to announce it, we have to like post that we're doing it, that's so interesting, like.
That's so annoying.
It is so annoying, cause our committees are often just like, things like, that wouldn't normally need, or be, posted for any particular reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it says that record the meetings or take meeting minutes, so I don't know that they'd have to be, cause that's part of the law for these
Yeah.
meetings that we need to be recording.
Right.
So would just taking minutes be okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
Seems
what,
like it,
what is an example of a committee? that's-
Well, so like the work that, like, we've done some meetings with folks for charter school stuff, like,
well, the negotiation
Yeah.
Negotiations.
Negotiation
Is-
committee.
Mhm.
the
Like,
committee
that's a better one, cause it wasn't a big public.
Yeah.
designated, and then they're making a recommendation to the board on what.
Yeah.
Uh-huh,
And so you guys don't have to know all the nitty details, they're saying, we've reviewed this, rubber stamp it and pass it.
mhm.
So do we have to maybe take notes, take better minutes and notes, and then like, you just keep that filed, or what
Right.
happens?
Do you have to post
And we also have
those?
to post it, I think you have to
Well,
post
yeah,
it.
you'd have to approve them, they'd have to be approved as part of the consent agenda, just in
Mhm.
additional minutes in there.
But and having to post them is also just another, like,
You have to post the notes or post the meeting?
post the other meeting, for a public public meeting on it.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
public has to know your meeting, so you'd have to
Yeah.
post it. Well,
And are they,
Just a dumb question, is this the part that got vetoed?
No, this is the new one.
well,
Right.
but the law was vetoed.
Yeah, I don't
I mean,
know, that's
they're
the
making these,
confusing part on
yeah,
this.
cause it said that they were, these changes were
Uh-huh.
from, and so,
So at this time, I think if we don't like
Mhm.
somebody should check this, but I think if we don't
yeah, we
like it,
look
then
into
it's
it more.
optional,
adopt it.
we don't adopt it at this
Okay, I
time.
like that.
If they pass this into law, then we have to come back to it and do this, but they would resend it in the policy package as required.
So you know about it and we can figure it out on the
Yeah.
second reading.
and I mean, I understand, like, I'm definitely a fan of transparency, so I understand that, I don't wanna, like,
there's just inconveniences.
Well,
that
that's
turn
the
out to
thing,
build
it
it.
gets to be more work than it's worth.
Yeah, like then we would just say that, well, the whole board's gonna talk about everything all the time and like,
Yeah,
and,
The other thing is, you guys
Yeah, 'cause
are
why don't we just have-
transparent, like, we just came back
right,
from that meeting,
Mhm.
and you shared, here's the 2%, da 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 da.
Yeah.
That's what would be in minutes, so you're
Right.
reading it into the record already, just
Yeah.
to be clear, like,
yeah.
right,
to have it as, oh,
Yeah.
this was a committee that met, it's
Right.
just more task
Well, and we
than-
don't have to like post
Then
it,
transparency.
hey, on
Mhm.
May 1st, the classifieds,
right.
like bargaining and like,
And also,
we
it-
shouldn't have to post that.
and the public isn't invited to that,
No.
right? Like, so,
Yeah. Okay, I don't like it.
I still
We don't
wonder,
have to.
I still wonder if there's a thing about a committee being, maybe they're more than 2 people, so maybe they're thinking it's a potential majority of the board.
Well, that would make sense.
I mean, yes, if there's a majority of the board, if you
Yeah.
have a,
Oh, yeah, then
if
everything.
you have
Well,
a
the-
quorum, but,
So that this, cause the committee was the other side of bargaining? Cause this is a board committee as a group of board members, staff, students, and or community members, so I
Well,
guess
they
the
say
makeup
there's
doesn't
2
matter, it could just be, yeah, yeah,
Right, they said
okay.
there are 2 types, so they have
Yeah.
the board subcommittees, and
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
there's
Okay.
also the non-board member one. Yeah.
so there's your first reading of it.
Okay,
Me
Okay.
or Sue will look into if we, need to be posting those and are they public?
mhm,
I mean,
right,
can people come? So,
mhm,
we'll look into it. B, the board meeting notices and communications, there
There we
you go.
go.
mhm,
Convening decision-making process, deliberation, executive session, intermediate meeting, public meeting laws. This policy is written to apply to the board, other bodies including board committees may be subject to public meeting laws. This policy may help other bodies understand which is intended instruction for the board.
okay.
Quorum, work session, or workshop. Is,
Yep.
the quorum is 3
3.
members.
Mhm.
Oops. Oh. I'm guessing that 2 is just related to the quorum is a majority.
Mhm.
So, yeah. Work session. Only has approval to act when there's 3 members, types of meetings, regular meetings, special meetings, emergency meetings, work sessions, conducted in executive sessions, communications outside of a board meeting, private meetings where a quorum is violate public meeting laws. Should not, so you can't meet together as a quorum.
Mhm.
Communications outside of board meetings, so,
Factual or educational in nature, yep.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we could add that. We do.
Access to and the ability to attend all meetings, until somebody or possible translation services, do you want to make a reasonable effort if someone requests translation services?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Seems reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Recordings will be kept, prohibit board meetings.
Sure, I like that.
Yeah. Sure. There goes the gavel, right
Don't-
there.
yeah.
Gotta get it out of here.
That'd be a weapon. I was just thinking about hatchet or something, but yeah, that gavel. Could use it instead. Yeah, we do that.
Yeah. Yeah, the agenda, I don't know, maybe I should post a link to the agenda, I just list the thing, the agenda's in a different spot. But, maybe say if any assistance is needed, contact Sue. Hours notice, 24 hours for. Executive complaints, filed under KL, mandatory training.
Really suggested that.
Mhm.
See what that, training is only required for districts, if once
Right,
again, it's.
yeah.
I mean, that says it's required, so.
Right. So we thought we were being optional, but we thought.
Well, it says as required by ORS, but in that one, we just said
it
during
was
the
just
term,
During the
so,
term, yeah.
Yeah.
so that's the requirement, so.
Right.
So as part of the training, we need to make sure we have public meetings law.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay.
Just getting rid of BDBDA, not replacing it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Executive sessions, optional policy for all meetings, supposed to be a helpful resource, yeah, so it's good to have it there for the
Yeah,
manager.
that's like the most, one of, I mean.
Oh, it's gonna have its own thing.
Yeah.
Police people, it-
Yeah.
so-
Mhm. Yeah, good.
In accordance with protocol, DDC, would be DDC one of the.
That was the, no, it's coming up later.
It's coming up,
Yeah.
yeah. So. We'll say it's in accordance with that probably. Proper notice is required, can go into executive for any of those reasons. Press can attend for some of it, minutes shall be kept. So that's all for that one.
Yep.
Reasonable.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
BD, oh, sorry, was that the delete?
No,
I think that's the new.
Next is BDD.
Yeah.
I think the executive session, that's optional because it's not, it's just giving the information. It's probably one we all wanted, so we.
Right,
Um,
yeah, highly recommended new.
Yeah.
Well, because this is the proposed,
Oh, so were we looking at the old
I might
one?
have been looking at the delete.
Oh. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
whoops,
We were.
we like that one.
Hey.
Yeah.
working over,
I wonder if they updated any of the reasons.
Well, yeah, Something for you to read.
Mm-hmm.
When you're doing it. And then,
All the same laws.
yeah, for the most part, it's the same
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
things.
alright,
So they just added that thing to read.
Yeah.
guess so.
A little different up there at the top.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Alright, so that is.
that's PDC, so BDD,
So there's one deleted, one there.
yeah. Board meeting procedures.
This is the new.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So 3 everywhere.
Yeah.
is there anything in here that we,
Nope,
Oh,
just the
I
3.
mean, this is optional, is this something that you feel like you need, really? To say that a quorum is 3 people and you need 3 people to vote, and, yeah, I don't know. Do you feel like you need this, assuming that we don't do this?
It seems like,
Self-explanatory.
yeah, it's like very, very basic.
Yeah.
Probably not. But, I mean, in a way, why not? It could go in there with other, but, you know, I was expecting it to say more things like how you, like the executive session one did, how you enter executive session, like,
Mhm.
you know, how you come back out of it,
Yeah.
like.
And I just wanna know if you put your form number on there.
I know, yeah. Or I think like taking public, like it doesn't talk about taking public comment in this one, like it's weird. I don't know, I mean, it doesn't hurt to have it, I guess, but it doesn't seem very necessary.
Is this already in? Or do we all
Right.
just do it because it's always been done?
Well, I don't know.
There was one to.
It has me questioning.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
it-
there was one to delete, so there
Oh,
has been one.
what's the difference? Maybe that's what's worth looking at.
A quorum will consist of, there we go.
So number instead of majority. That's what changed.
Just putting a number in there. I mean, we don't have to take the new one.
And there's
I think it's the same.
procedure in small
Yeah.
words, I think that's that.
Yeah,
I think
it's-
that's the change, my guess is that law used a number instead of a majority, and so they had to come back and look for all the
Things.
cases where,
Oh.
where that's my guess,
Well,
like.
that's fine, we can stick 3 in there, I guess, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Okay. Alright.
And the, yeah, Robert's rules, the other one said that too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 more, guys.
We're almost there. Alright, so that's a yes.
Okay, so this is agendas, right?
Yeah, agendas.
What's this number 1? Board is encouraged to review current practices for agenda preparation and public meetings.
Okay. Highly recommended new.
How many working days prior to the meeting?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, we want it to be before we post, although, like, it'd be ideal if it's
I don't
before.
need it to say, we don't need it to say at least 5,
Yeah.
right?
Well, the only thing is like, if we post the meeting in the agenda, then I guess we can always just say add it, you know, does anything need to be added to the agenda?
Yeah, you're right, cause we do say that, so.
Mhm.
So that's fine, it can say whatever it says, cause then we always ask if something changes, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
We try to do 5, but there are times in the year where it gets hard.
There's times
And
in
are we counting Fridays as a working day?
I don't know, I would think so.
Yeah, let's do it, cause there's less time. Okay.
So 5 days prior to a Wednesday meeting,
Is
Tuesday.
Tuesday, Monday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday.
So
Yeah.
it's a week before.
We try to meet a
Sometimes
week
that's- we
before.
We try to meet then.
Sometimes it's Monday
Doesn't always
of
get
the week.
posted then, that's the,
Right, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
sometimes we're looking something up or getting something
Yep.
else, so can we say like, does it have to say 5?
well, this is items of business may be suggested by any blah, 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 at least 5 working days prior to the meeting.
Oh,
Yeah, this is just.
wait, that's not the
So-
posting.
no,
of-
no,
Oh,
no,
my bad, my
no.
bad.
This
is-
Sorry,
This is
sorry,
like,
sorry,
this
sorry.
is for items, agenda
Yeah,
items.
yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
So
That
it's
is,
just-
and that's when we normally meet, we're good,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's just like if Abby wanted something added to the agenda.
I was reading that as
Like,
posted
okay.
by then, and I was like, yeah, we don't always meet that.
Right,
We
no.
try, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can amend the agenda
Mhm.
until it's posted, and you can amend it during the meeting by a majority vote.
Right, so.
Seems very fluid.
Yeah.
Well, so that's something that you presumably should do, is if there's a change to the agenda, if we say we need to add this to the agenda, then you
Right, we
should
should
probably
vote on it,
vote.
we're supposed to
to-
vote on it.
Oh, okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Vote
Yeah.
and say, okay, approve the
Yeah.
addition.
Right. Yeah, here's how, when we want the, like, here's the requirement.
Oh, okay,
Just
at least
maybe
3
more
full
than-
days, we try for
That's
that.
it, we, seems like pretty much.
Monday is kinda like 3 days, cause it's
Yeah,
Monday,
Monday,
Tuesday,
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
We don't meet
It's not till
Thursday
Wednesday
night.
evening.
It's
Yeah.
really hard to get it done.
I like
my
that.
kids, like it's only, we're awake, so it's really not late.
Exactly. Don't
And
count that
post it
one.
on the website at least for them.
Like,
Yeah,
Christmas is
pretty
really
good about
tomorrow.
taking it
Pretty well
tomorrow.
on this.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, at first when I saw 5, I was like, oh god, we're never gonna meet it, but I actually feel confident by the end of this.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, one more. Used to be minutes of board meetings, now it's recordings of minutes of board meetings.
Right.
Recordings and minutes.
So, do we wanna say, like, oh, okay.
I like that, at a reasonable time after the meeting.
I have a question at the beginning about recording,
Yeah.
where video was a choice.
Well, if the district lacks broadband.
You're reading down there still.
Okay, now we're good. Yeah. I was just looking at the audio recording is only sufficient if the district lacks.
So the only place we've used an audio recording is at retreat. And part of that because we lack something to stream from,
Yeah.
like, when we do that,
When we're-
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I wanted to bring that up, is
Right.
we made that choice to audio
Right.
record for those.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, do you wanna have video on there, so audio recording?
I think we can just say, let's just say recording, and then we're not being specific.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And the overwhelming majority of the time we're video recording,
Yeah.
but there have been times where it's like, this is hard to
Yeah,
stream
well, we were
because
at
of where
Shell's,
we-
right?
Yeah,
And he was-
it's, and then if, yeah, Deadwood got internet, so now it's
Mm-hmm.
easy to.
Like when we're
Video
in the
record that.
community center.
Yeah, but let's say internet went out there,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
in those moments, we're not stuck not
Sure.
meeting this, we can say we're gonna go to an audio recording.
Mm-hmm. publish the minutes, but they don't go out publicly until the next, in the board packet, right,
Yeah,
for the next meeting, but. So
But-
maybe,
but, I mean, it says that,
It doesn't have, but it says right down
yeah,
there.
it doesn't have to.
a video or audio recording of a meeting can be kept as the
Right.
official record as long as all
Yeah.
required content. And so we could figure,
Yeah.
really our
Yeah.
recording is
Okay.
the official
Perfect.
record. and
Yeah, and
those
that's
are-
down
available
there.
right away, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Down there, it doesn't, we don't have to say they will be published, we don't have to put that line in there, right?
You're right.
We can just say these may be requested from the district
Yeah,
office,
let's do
I
that.
like that better.
Me too, cause, yes, cause we already have the
Yeah.
recordings too.
Yeah, so take that part of the sentence out. And then,
And we are not recording our executive sessions. We're using minutes.
yeah,
Yeah,
I would, yeah.
So should we
Should
get
we just
rid
say
of,
minutes?
yeah, can we just get a recordings? So it should just say minutes of executive sessions will be kept in the same manner.
Yeah.
I could just start recording, since I don't tend to take, well, then again, there's not much to record on the minutes.
Yeah.
so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you can, right?
That's the funny thing about like committee meetings, thinking you'd have to take minutes from committee meetings, like, is there, what would you record? Read this,
Yeah.
like, you don't record discussion, like, you don't record the particulars of discussion,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
can't take any
I
action,
mean, the substance of any discussion, I mean, the substance is,
is whatever you are,
Yeah, have the committee.
have the committee for.
yeah,
Yeah.
is all I.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
End of policy.
Okay.
Either the recording or
Or-
minutes, board meetings will be kept permanently, which is nice having the written ones.
Mm-hmm.
So if YouTube decides to just delete
Yeah.
everything, then
We-
we still have the
Still have it.
minutes.
Yes, agreed. I mean, we could, yeah, if for whatever reason we wanted to delete recordings after a year, then you could, if. since we
Yeah,
have the
it's
minutes
because you have the
also.
written minutes,
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to keep a bankroll with that.
Yeah.
Okay, discussion items, I'm gonna jump to the second one first, just so we can just get that one out of the way, and then we can feel free to chat on the other one, although let's not stay here forever. Location of the June meeting, I think we can still go to Deadwood if we want to. I forget, I just looked at the date too, so it's June, your phone's dead?
June 17th.
June 17th, so like school's out like the 11th, and then it's that following week on there.
Why do I have, oh, okay.
You got something going on?
Well, summer basketball games.
Some weeks we moved it,
You can move it out there.
or somewhere out, like, I feel like we haven't always done it
The
after
3rd.
school got out.
Yeah, I mean, we can up it if anyone wants to. Do you guys have, or when, how, I mean,
We have summer ball, but I don't know.
advances baseball?
Yeah, practices, I don't know when will be, yet.
Well, also, or what about, I mean,
Oh, and it can also, doesn't have to be in the evening.
that's why I say, what about moving it up to like four
Yeah.
PM instead?
Oh,
I mean,
that's cool, yeah, cause we're not like working around school.
yeah, but we are working on work, so like, I don't know if that would work for everybody in terms of.
I'm cool
I
with
think I can
it.
make it work, I can make it work.
Because all I do, the kids are gone, so I just sleep
Mhm.
whenever.
Mm-hmm.
It'd just be Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Do we wanna tentatively say just up the time,
To 4 PM on.
and then we'll check
Mhm.
with her? Is 4 o'clock work for
Mhm.
you? Okay.
How does that work
Would
for
4
you?
o'clock work?
Just.
If it doesn't, then, I mean, I won't know until
Closer,
closer, but
okay.
I can try my best.
Yeah.
Well, because what it would mean is then depending upon location, if we're gonna have it in Deadwood, that would mean like 3:30 checkout time, you know, like 3:40 at the late, more like
3:30 would be the latest,
Yeah.
So is that, in the summer, do you do Deadwood every meeting?
Usually we just do the June one, we just go to Deadwood, we don't have to.
Okay.
We just, like last year we didn't because it ended up being a big public meeting, but we don't have to go to Deadwood, we just have tried to start venturing now. We did it like 2 years in a row, I think, was all we did, and then,
Yeah, there's been talk about, trying to hit a couple different places
Yeah.
throughout the year,
Uh-huh.
but the board's kind of slackish.
wow,
Lazy.
Jared's tired.
Put us in that Suburban.
Yeah. Yeah.
Road trip. So, I guess first, do we wanna meet somewhere else?
I don't care where we meet, I just have to know where my
Yeah.
kids are gonna go.
I don't
Right.
care where we meet.
Right.
Are we married till Wednesday that week?
Don't have to be married.
I can tell you Monday and Thursday are better. For,
I'm not doing Thursday,
okay.
You could do a
I
Monday.
could do a Monday.
Okay, I'd be cool with Monday the 15th.
What's it like?
There's like,
Oh, that one's
there's
terrible
basketball-
too that week. Yeah, never mind.
well, yeah, there's just like yeah. Some coach went and scheduled games on like every
Yeah.
night.
Wednesday's fine. We'll
Well,
make it work.
I can, somebody said Thursday does not work.
Well, I can, if it's later, yeah.
Like if it was the regular meeting time?
Yeah, like, yeah, 6, yeah.
But
For on Thursday, that week could work. That'd be helpful.
that works for me, okay.
Yeah.
Thursday's fine for
Thursday,
me.
June 18th.
If we just stuck with normal meeting time.
Oh,
Mizu's just a person.
She's a socialite.
I just wanna know all the color coding. That's what I wanna know.
It's intense.
And
Okay.
maybe you just do this one here and maybe, cause
Yeah, let's do this.
June is just kind of, I won't say a throwaway one, so, do you try to have a
Right.
more realish one in
Yeah.
Deadwood?
Yeah, if we did it 4 p.m. here on Wednesday, so you didn't want Wednesday though.
We'll make it work. It's like,
Like,
it's
well,
fine.
what do you have, same kind of considerations though?
Yeah, but,
Basketball,
yeah, but we'll make it
when is his?
Wednesdays. Because you guys are in Central on Tuesdays and we're in Central
What time are
on
they?
Wednesdays.
Oh.
So it messes up the whole middle of the week.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Right,
but
that's why
Who
we're,
scheduled these things?
I know.
Central.
What about a Friday, no?
I can do Friday.
I do not wanna do a Friday evening, are you kidding me?
No, that doesn't have to be evening.
Okay.
I could do a Friday morning.
I definitely could not do a Friday.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
well,
Okay.
and Monday was really bad for you.
No, I can do Monday, I'll just miss like.
Here's an
That's fine,
idea,
no,
it also doesn't have to be that week, guys.
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
Couldn't it be the
because
week of the
last
8th?
day of school is the week of the 8th. Wednesday's still, Tuesday and Wednesday are
just
still
get worse.
bad. I'm just, what about the 8th or the 11th?
I'm
Days
gone,
are those?
I'm gone the
Monday,
11th,
Thursday.
the 8th, is Monday, I think June 8th, Monday, I think.
Still a lot of colors there.
I know.
I'm just looking at this plan over here,
I know, I'm so.
that one day looks really, like that way it looked like it was blank, I'm like,
That
oh,
was-
that's
the
Sunday.
yeah,
Perfect. She's
Sunday.
open on Sunday, guys,
Blank.
wide open.
The 8th, if that works for
Shoot
people,
for
would be great. It's a
Monday and the
Monday.
8th.
Friday.
Yeah.
And let's
Okay.
just go here, if we wanna take a field trip, we should do it a different month anyway,
Yes.
like April or something.
Right, yes,
What time?
On
Do you want 4 or regular time?
Either works,
Anytime.
either works
Oh,
for me.
what works better for you, Abby?
Well, probably later, but it's fine, I can
I don't,
tell
nobody
Kevin.
cares if it's 6.
Yeah, let's do
Nobody
6.
cares if it's
Yeah,
six.
I mean, that's normal anyway.
Yeah, that way we stay normal time, just
Okay.
change the date.
6 o'clock on
So we
Monday
just
night.
have to check with,
Marion.
Marion. make sure
Okay,
it's
so
not-
I will check with her, I gotta check with her on all sorts of appointments. Okay, so we're trying to do Monday, June 8th, 6 p.m.
Yeah.
At Mapleton.
And as the backup, it would still, it'd be when's they had scheduled either at 6 or at 4,
Okay,
but
but I'm gonna shy
4
away
would be
from that.
better
That's
on
the
the,
11th.
if we,
4 would be
on the
better.
backup, 4
Yeah.
would be better.
Four would be better if
and 4 is better for me too that day.
6/17, 4 PM would be the backup,
That's the 17th.
yeah. But presume that it will be Monday the 8th at 6 unless I tell you all it's not. Okay,
Okay, that feels like it's coming.
alright, now we can talk about charter.
Can I?
So,
Or.
while she's, no,
but I'll
while you're
just share
doing
up
that,
there,
so
yeah.
we're kind of, Mizu and Sue and I chatted, right, I don't remember.
Yeah, but then I didn't do anything, so you can just leave
Yeah,
that conversation.
And then I did some stuff, and then Sue did some stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, we still need to do some stuff on this document we were trying to make, because, you know, people, when we had, okay, that's where it was, cause like Abby wasn't there, so when we last had a public meeting, right, there was a community, it was a community meeting.
Yep.
They kind of, I would say most people were, I would say 90+% were cool if we chose to go charter, right?
Yeah, we actually got no like definite
No.
There were a couple sideways,
Yes.
just wanting more information,
Yes.
but I don't even think I'm putting words in their mouth. Generally supportive, but want more information
Yeah.
before they were to put their thought.
Mm-hmm.
And then other people were like, sure, it doesn't sound like there's any terribleness to do it. But they did, like, they would love, I think, us to see, give out to everyone or any of the staff then, like, pros and cons of it. And it helps kind of our process of what we thought through, like, we went over all the questions and like how we would answer them on here, and then it was just really difficult to like find a way to make the document look nice. Cause there's a lot of info, to put in there.
Show you, oh, it's not letting me, sorry, let me move this real quick, so I can.
Do we wanna share, Jaren had more information about
Oh,
costs.
yeah,
that
Oh,
you sent out.
yeah, there was the loss we would
Small high
have then.
school and the.
Yes, so we'd lose on, between losing the small high school grant and fees for being a nonprofit, yeah, between the two, we'd be looking at about 10,000 in costs, well,
Loss
Yeah,
in
a
cost,
year.
yeah.
Yeah, so one student would,
yeah, so we need to,
More than
we
we
need to guarantee that we're getting at least one more student from the action in order to make it work.
to cover that.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you what we have, what exists so far. We were talking about, must be this one, making it prettier
Yeah,
and having something to share out, and this has stretched my canvas.
well, it looks better than our
skills.
hodgepodge paper
But,
we had before.
And I haven't actually looked at this printed, so hopefully
It
it's
was
not
big,
too big on
yeah.
top, but, we're considering a switch to single district charter, why, some language about why, what would success look like, on the front page. What is a single district charter? Here's what it is, can help small districts like us in this way, here's what would stay the same, here's what would be different. And then, okay, so, and then we talked about a page with the pros and cons. And then, the more I looked down into what we had, I was like, oh, we have lots of pages. So before I formatted all of them, I wanted to make sure we actually wanted all those, cause it's a lot of clicks.
Yeah,
So, this was our original thinking spot when we met. And then Andrea did some good work
well, then I went and found a whole bunch of other, yeah.
down here, we had some questions, yeah, and then,
Then I added a whole bunch of,
So
I
this-
kinda just made it,
yeah, this is the part that I included already.
okay.
So that page and that, I'm thinking of those as pages, is all already included. And then I started to pull this why enrollment matters, and I was like, wait, do we need that? And was looking down. So I could make one, this one could be like what we've done so far and what we're doing now, you know, another page which would be probably a second page there. Here's what we've heard. Could be a third page, and then remaining questions. This could probably fit on another page, so that's like 4 more pages. What it doesn't, oh, I guess it has potential benefits and concerns, yeah, so it gets to the pros and cons. So do we want 4 more or what, I forgot how many I got to, but,
I mean,
and
It's a lot of
have a
pages.
whole thing.
but that,
Less is more, I think.
less is more?
Yeah.
yeah, but like then,
I don't think people will read past the
Yeah.
first 3
Yeah.
pages, but if you
Mhm.
have more, but the
Right.
couple people who
That
are
will.
sideways
yeah, we
want the whole thing.
yeah, and want to see that
Is this
we've.
like, sorry, just to back way up,
Oh, sorry.
is this like a handout for the community, or is it getting posted somewhere?
I mean, I think
we
we
could
could
do
have a
both.
few here, I don't think we purposely, like, I think you have them here,
Right, and post it on
That's a
our
lot of-
website,
yeah.
website and
Post
social
it,
media.
Yeah.
Shoot it out other
And
ways.
this would post pretty well in social media,
Mhm.
the way, like, I think,
Yeah.
how I'm building it. And maybe we put 1 or 2 or 3 pages, and then say for more information, go to our website here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And have
Yeah.
the major ones
And then
that
you could always
people
say,
have asked for.
hard copies available upon request.
Yeah.
Because they could call
Yeah.
and Jamie
Yeah.
can mail them one or
Mhm.
whatever,
Yeah.
or they can come down and pick one up.
So I'm happy to make the rest of them, I didn't wanna do all that and be like, oh, we
Right.
don't need those 3 pages,
Right,
so.
and cause I think it's different than like, it's not, like, we're not trying for like a 1-pager with just like the bullet point stuff, this is a response to everybody's like questions and like, we wanna show that we
Yeah.
did consider them.
Well,
like,
and
or
they
have
needed to
more
know
information on them.
all the background of like
Right.
what we've been talking about or doing
Mm-hmm,
the last year.
yeah,
And this gives all the things we've thought about or talked about or took from other, from those meetings we had.
yeah,
Right.
I could have if this is the language we want in it, and the underlined is just what I haven't read over
in there
yet,
yet.
so I know where I am, but, if this is what we want, like, I could share that over to Andrew or everybody by tomorrow morning, tonight,
I say
And then-
whenever you have it done,
yeah.
shoot it out to us in an email for us to look over.
Yeah, double check there's no typos, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, and
If you have concerns, I think you need to raise it quickly though, like if you notice something or just so, cause we need to get this out to
Yeah.
everybody.
mm-hmm.
And then potentially by the first of the week or at the end of this week, I mean, whatever timeline we wanna do,
yeah, blast it out.
we could blast it out.
And then, yeah, I have a newsletter, well, like, I'm 5 days behind, but it should go out this weekend, so I could link it in, I could link parts of it in
Okay.
there as well.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
there's a couple different spots we could get it into. Okay, so I'll finish it, yeah, that's helpful.
Adam, does that answer that we didn't like kind of?
And then what are the actual so we blasted out, what are the next steps for
But
decisions?
we talked about having a special meeting.
Cause we wanna have next steps on listed on here, like
Yeah.
what our timeline is for
Yeah.
next steps.
That's what we talked about, was
I mean, can we-
having a special meeting.
Or does it have to be a special meeting? Could it be part of our June meeting?
The 8th,
Yeah, the 8th.
and say,
Yeah, if we're meeting that early, why
True.
not?
True.
Right, it's not long between now and the 8th, really.
I mean, we're barely getting, I don't even know, we're getting certified stuff into Jaren. So this isn't I mean, we're getting it done early enough in June. Okay, so we don't have to have a special meeting, we can just do it in June. Okay.
So we would wanna say like we're, any additional input or questions from the community will be received until June 6th, whatever day we pick, and then we'll be, we'll take those into account along with all the information we've already gathered in a discussion on June 8th.
yeah, and we could
Board
invite
meetings.
public comment if anybody
Mhm.
wanted to do that for
Yeah.
the June 8th meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And then. Do I have any other question on that? I think that's it. Oh, heading, sorry. then the vote, I mean, there's things in here where we've said that will be determined once we're, like, in the plan writing, so the decision on the 8th is, are we
Doing it or we not.
writing a plan for charter school, like we will figure out those details in the planning process.
Yeah.
And keep sharing those, or do we do a subcommittee for that and say we're gonna keep writing this plan together and bring it back in August, or,
Right.
yeah, I mean, right?
Well, cause I mean, I would think that if we are planning on doing it next year, that it would need to be,
The plan needs to get approved.
yeah, I mean, because if we need to
Yeah.
talk with the state and change our school structure and
Yeah.
stuff,
So maybe we have to vote on June 8th to do it or not.
Yeah,
And then we do have to have a
Yes.
subcommittee that has to do it ASAP, and we might have to have a special meeting later in June
yeah.
To approve the
to approve the plan.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think on the 8th meeting, if we were to say yes, we could say we approve filling out the one school thing, cause we could do that whether we're chartered or not.
True.
So,
Okay.
and we should know by the end of the month, we got an email this morning saying, hey, by the end of the month, we'll
They can
put in
confirm
writing
everything
that
to
this,
you.
yeah.
Okay, so we can vote for that, then you're doing that, and we vote whether we're choosing to do charter or not. If we choose to do charter, then I think, yeah, we have to.
Do the plan, get a committee, do the plan, and probably hold a special meeting sometime as soon as possible.
Sometime later in June, as soon as
Yeah, it's ready.
whoever's on the committee gets her act together and figures it out, yeah, it'll be a quick turnaround. Okay.
Yep, and we can have a goal, you know, of, yeah, but like, anyway, I'm thinking even so, we may find out like, okay, we're gonna have to, I don't know, like, we won't be ready to be declared, you know, be legally a charter by September or August, because since we're starting in August this year. So,
Yeah, I mean, we'll wanna get that plan done
Yep.
in June,
yeah,
if we want, yep, should be moving through.
I would assign people to start on it now.
Right.
With the anticipation that,
If we
It's
think
not
we're,
a terrible
if we
idea,
think we're gonna do it.
good idea.
Well, well, maybe that's the conversation right now is.
Oh, I read in there that I tell people that they're on the committee, right?
Yes, you assign.
I'm exerting my rights.
It's a little,
Yeah, that's a good one.
what's the word I want, like, well, yeah, I think I'm on the committee.
Yeah, I think it's you and
I
what,
think-
two of us, right?
Yeah, I think it's a little disingenuous to do the,
And then
Yeah,
to say, tell
Yeah.
us,
Cart
and
before the horse.
full disclosure, I don't wanna write something if we're not gonna do it, like,
Right.
the
Yeah.
thinking's happening.
oh, sure.
I mean,
Right,
I like getting ahead of it, like you're saying, Jared, but
Yeah,
it's true, that's being presumptuous about it, so.
Yeah, and, you know, people have been asking me, and I tell them like, feels like maybe 85% right now,
Yeah.
but you don't know what you're gonna learn between
Well, it's
then
kind
and.
of, part of what I actually, I like this, I like starting on planning for it, because it gives you, like, we may hit something in the planning where we're like,
That's true.
oh,
Yeah.
no, this is not actually a good,
That's
you know,
true,
Yeah.
because, yeah, and so it can be,
cause we have this page of like, key questions still to be answered,
yeah,
and
yeah,
if
and,
we start doing that, and we might be able to tell the limitations of yes, we're officially chartered, no, we're not transporting because of da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
Like,
Mhm.
then we know what we can tell people and what we're,
yeah, yeah, so, I mean, we can,
I thought you were having a trans issue over there, I didn't know what was
and there were conversations about cap sizes.
Yes.
Yes.
And those kind of things
Yeah.
that could be considered now as
Yeah.
part of feedback from there.
yeah, that's kind of what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
thinking, we,
yeah.
and we
Okay.
would identify other questions like that, I think would come up in the
Consideration.
process of planning that may not come up until we start
Yeah.
planning.
Okay.
I have a question, not about this, but about like just charter school in general. So like what is our ratio for like inter-district transfers? Like what school districts have our kids and what do we have of other school districts' kids? Like,
I don't know if I know numbers totally offhand right now. This is ballpark. So Sayusla. I feel like we sign, I'm gonna say a handful. I don't know if a handful is like 5 or somewhere between 5 and 10.
Of our kids that go there.
Yeah, and then the same that we're pretty even between the two. I feel like more older kids come here and maybe some younger kids go there. If I had like,
That has to do with the
But-
work.
yeah. And
Like,
then
I work in Florence.
Right.
It's easier to take my small child.
yeah, Triangle Lake had quite a few Deadwood kids, but over time there's not very many over there right now.
So less than 5.
Easily less
Like
than
maybe
5,
2 or
maybe,
something,
yeah.
Okay.
And then, yeah, cause those guys moved into over there. Yeah, I think maybe 1 or 2. And
Does anyone go
there's a
in
couple
and out?
virtual charters, so it's not really a interdistrict transfer, but
yeah.
we get a report each month for that, and I think there's 4 kids on that. And I don't think I've ever signed one for another district, like Fern Ridge
Ridge or something.
if there are, there's a one-off somewhere. And what I will say, once you sign it once, some people come back to sign it again, but like once you sign it once,
Well,
it
that doesn't
goes.
have to be revisited.
Yeah, and so like
So
there
it
may
could've
be
happened before
kids
you.
Right.
yeah, that and so every once in a while I get a kid that like, that was true, and then something like they moved and then they came back and I was like, we used to go there and da, so I have that kind of stuff, but so there's probably a few more I don't, know about, but it's not a ton.
Does that answer what you were wondering?
Yeah, cause I was just thinking like what's stopping kids from coming here from other districts now if we have so many out and not as many in?
Yeah, no, I think, like, the transportation is the thing. Okay, so like when I learned, yes, we could run a bus there right now, but, Sayusla, and their number, I think he told me 25, and it's inclusive of all surrounding districts, so it would count Mapleton, Reedsport, whoever else where they were going.
Name it more.
Once they hit 25, then they would start saying no to everybody. And I think he told me they were at like under 25, to 2018, I don't remember the details on the conversation. But if we were to run a bus and have enough kids on it to pay for the bus, that would hit that, and then they'd say no, now there's no growth beyond that, and so that's what the limiting,
Okay.
I feel like it counts, limiting agent is. But, yeah, so that like, when finally we went through all the math and like the what makes sense for this, basically we said you gotta put 6 kids on a bus to pay for it, and then anybody over that, so that's what we're
So would you guys put something out saying like, would you be interested, like an intent to enroll? Like out to the other districts to just get an idea, like what if you do all this and then it's like, oh my god, 1.
Well,
Or,
so
you know,
I don't, because I don't think we would need to, because it's not all about this next year, right? Like, once we put this in place, it could be that like, okay, we did the
Yeah.
groundwork and now we're trying to grow for the next year.
Yeah, we may
right?
not
Or
grow much that first
throughout
year.
the
I think it's gonna come more in like advertising
Yeah.
versus
Yeah.
soliciting, you
Yeah.
know, like I think we would have to advertise it.
Right.
But I
And
think
if
that's
we-
go ahead.
Well, and if we don't get any, that's also okay. Like, we'd like to get, we're doing this in order to be able to have that, increase our chances, I guess. But we're also like, if we don't, we're kind of where we are now,
The
so.
the running a bus is where we'll have to know we can put butts on it.
yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, do you,
Yep.
That's what
I
I
mean,
want,
we
yeah.
just budgeted, we don't have like,
Yeah,
a
there's
bunch of
not a
extra
lot
money
of
that
slush
like,
fund, and
let's run it for a couple kids and hope more kids get on it,
yeah,
you know, like,
that's what
that's
stuck
where
in
we
my
wanna
mind
know
when
how
Sharon
many.
said that, I was like, well, we already go in at a 10,000 loss, so we have to, you
Yeah.
know.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah, so you need at least one kid, and then
Yeah.
if you're gonna run a bus, did we say
Then you
16?
need more.
We still need that one.
I remember generally hearing,
For assuming that we have to add on a driver and for the mileage, and, I mean, we have a spare, we've got buses we can use, assuming none break down. But I would think 60 would be reasonable, because it wants to have
So
6
6 kids.
people, well, and really,
Spectrum, I think at 10 a kid.
really if we had, so if we got, because of the corrections, the elementary and high school corrections, so let's say 4, cause then the corrections would add on a couple partials that would probably get us, and assuming, so if we had 4, I would think,
On the bus, new kids on the bus,
yeah,
Okay.
would
or
cover
4 new kids, they don't necessarily have to be on the bus.
Just for
But-
kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean,
Okay.
it's, yeah. But I do agree, getting the plan written earlier, yeah, I just don't wanna like,
no, I
make
don't,
us, but I do like this
I-
idea of, like, as we write it, we're gonna know, oh shoot, we
I
didn't
mean, I
consider
guess
that
in the
once.
end,
Yeah.
if a couple people were working on the plan, the worst case scenario is we did a little more research.
Mhm.
Yes, we consumed some of our time, happy to stop working if that's not what we're doing,
Yeah.
but we gained a little more knowledge and research if it comes into play in the future.
Yeah.
Like we've crunched a few more numbers and figured, troubleshooted a few more problems, it's not the worst.
Yeah.
It's not a total waste of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so, moving forward, Sue's gonna finish those pages, get them out to us
Yeah, hopefully.
pretty soon, tonight or by morning. Please look over it as soon as you get a chance to tell us anything, so that if she wants to get it out Friday or Saturday, she can feel free to do that. She doesn't have to wait till Monday or Tuesday, whatever, cause Monday's a holiday. But then, so that's what'll happen on that part, and then we'll reconvene voting on it on the 8th. And then if we choose to go charter, we would have a special meeting later to approve the plan. So if we're working on the plan a little now, who wants to do it?
right, I mean, like, yeah,
Sue will be a part of it.
right,
I don't know if we stick with you and me,
right. I'd love to do it, I'm not really available until, like, I have too many work hours.
Totally fine.
Until probably mid-June,
okay.
so that window's not great for me the time.
No, and I can see unless you guys want to. If anyone wants to in the table, that's fine, otherwise I gotta check with Mary. And I don't know, I mean, she's gone this week, but I can't remember if she told me. But
And it is
she's
something-
good working virtually.
Yeah, you can work, do this
virtual
virtually,
on
yeah.
this,
And I would be happy to participate in portions of it or assign something as I can, I know that I can't, I mean, like, I wasn't any good on it, you know?
Part of it, I wonder, like, I need to get the plan and look at what they're asking for, I haven't actually looked at the
Yeah.
document, but I wonder if I do it kind of by section, based on all the things we've talked about, it's not like we're starting it blind, right, like, and
Oh.
here's some things, fill out a section, bounce it out to
A couple
2
people.
of you at a time and say, what do you think, or 2 total, and then those are coming back, or what questions would you have, or I have these questions
Yeah.
and don't know how to answer them, any thoughts? And it's like a back and forth versus a meeting, meeting times are tough right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, the first thing maybe like would be, could you ask for all of your other like superintendents to ask them, like ask for their
theirs.
charter plan?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I have one,
Mhm.
I have one I got from Kristen. So I do have one.
Yeah, but it'd be cool to get the other single district charter ones that
Okay.
are, that are around us and stuff, to
Okay.
start, as a starting point.
And then,
I like that, but Sue, I don't know about your available time at the
Yeah.
end of the school year here, like.
Yeah, is it, but like, sitting and writing by myself and thinking is
Is
I
easier.
make time for that in the
Mhm.
middle of the night where when I wake up, like, that's how my brain works, so,
Uh-huh.
but nobody's available to meet with me at
2.
3 in the morning when I wanna do it, so,
Okay.
then it becomes a back and forth versus like, meeting time is
Yeah.
not gonna happen right now, I
Yeah.
think that's the reality.
If that works for you,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that's fine. Okay. Okay, so it sounds like Sue's gonna go through section by section and work through it and then send it out to like the 2 people who would wanna be a part of it, right? Or do we
If
do
you're doing
everyone?
it that way,
She almost got
Got to everyone?
yeah. Well, I don't
It
know,
gets
it's,
close
it's,
to
it's close to like
Yeah.
action-y kind
Yeah.
of stuff, it's probably not, okay.
Cause everyone has to be sure to be completely individual after seeing it, you know,
Yeah.
otherwise it is, yeah.
So, yeah,
Okay, well then, I mean, Maisie seems busy. I can check with Mary, does anyone else wanna be a part of it? You can say no, you can say yes, I don't care.
I just don't know enough about it, like,
I mean, that would be joining the club, I think.
Yeah.
Like, we're all learning about it, so.
Let me look at, here's my thought, I think certain parts of it will align with certain ones of you.
Okay,
So like,
divvy up the work,
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna use you as an example, like, if we're gonna speak to a homeschool population at all, I want your input. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so like, in that section, here's some considerations, here's this, here's
so
that.
maybe let's wait.
I want everybody's input, but I wanna hear from you, right? So I would put some thoughts together, put some questions, go back and forth there, and then some other parts of it about, I don't know what,
Other
we'll
stuff.
see
So
when
why
we get
don't we
into
let
it.
you finish this first?
Yeah.
And get that out, and your newsletter you gotta get out too.
Yeah.
And then your minutes after that, go through it and see what you think, and then check in with us or me, and then I can go to them and and we'll devise how we're gonna.
Yeah, and ultimately you can say who's a subcommittee, so
Yeah.
just tell me,
Love that new rule, I'm
yeah.
sad that it's at the end of my
Maybe
brain
that's what we do
here,
is
dang it.
you and I connect,
Yes.
we'll look through it, you and I connect and you say, hey, do.
Yeah, there you go. And I would exercise that.
Yeah, just to have.
Probably not, no one would have liked me, they wouldn't have shown up.
whatever, dictator.
I mean, I will say that, like,
Okay.
if it's just being sent something to read over, giving thoughts and comments, that I can do that, like, easier than meeting and,
Yeah, 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 I feel like we're all kind of in the same spot.
yeah.
Right, and I mean, that's true for me too, like, I can definitely.
And I
do
know that's
that,
something Mary can do too,
Yeah.
cause she's very mobile these
Mhm.
days and,
Right.
but she can do that,
And I can do it, cause I can do it outside, late at night or whatever.
on your Sunday.
Not on my,
When it
not on
was
my,
free.
we're an open Sunday, I'm not putting anything on there.
Get better at checking the email.
Does every topic and every person have a different color on my phone? Nice job.
I just sent to 3
My court has 70.
Okay.
I'm
You're doing pretty good.
Okay, well, does everyone feel good about that decision? Okay.
Does everybody feel good about my Canvas quiz?
Yeah, hey, better than mine.
Yeah.
Where I felt better was, I was in a different part of Canva that seemed to make sense, and there was no text box, and I Googled, and I looked at all this, and I was like, where, and it kept saying it should be right here, and it was not, so then I was like, Jen, what is going on, how do I add text to this? And she's like, oh, it's to be a T, and I was like, oh, she finds this and be so mad, and then she's like, where is it? And I was like, I Googled, I don't know, so she did something, and then she's like, I don't work in pages or documents or something, I do it over here in social media, and she got me on the right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
I had to YouTube how to do something in Canva, and it was just like a low point in my like. I'm supposed to know this. I grew up with the internet, and once
I was so proud of my new anchor, and then
I don't know.
I
You make
couldn't put any.
annotations on there, or what do you do? Okay.
Oh, then that might be in your specs on that, you might wanna know that. Okay, any other public comment? Alright, no one's knocking on your door. Any other comments from the board?
Really quick, I was at the park, I don't know, with the kids the other day, and I just noticed that the roof above the kindergarten and the first and second grade is like covered in debris. So I was thinking maybe somebody could
Clean the roof.
sweep that
Yeah,
out,
it's
yeah.
like end of
End of
Winter
winter kind of
storming,
thing,
yeah.
yeah.
K2
It was like the, yeah.
debris. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, anything else? Alright, someone wanna move to adjourn?
I make the motion to adjourn the May 20th meeting at 8:50.
8:50. Alright, all in favor? Perfect, nobody opposes, cause we are 3 hours and 50 minutes into this. Wow.